Hello everyone, welcome to What If OC went on Bizzare Adventure with Kagari and Cattleya Movie. Before we start, please go support JoestarGhoulZ for writing that awesome fanfic. This is the translated version I made. There will be some mistake in character's gender, but of course OC is a male. 2 boys, a young heir and at the same time a warrior and adventurer of Bizzare Adventures inherited by his family, and a strong witch girl on a mission end up in a fantasy world where there is an academy and families of noble magicians who apparently have political power through the roof, but when they step there one of the magical, and at the same time Bizzare adventures in history will happen in that world and find a way to return home. Here OC's name is Aaron. The dangerous mission and the arrival in a magical world. NT. This story would be my version, but at the same time I include the Saijin no Tsukaima FIC by Sun Kenichi Uzumaki. I hope you enjoy this version. Altisha near the Gulf of Mexico. In one of the largest and most important kingdoms on the planet and continent, you see people passing by normally, although well, some people were watching the news on their screens. News. In the latest news it was reported that Or is being threatened by the politician and King Ancle Melromark to declare war on neighboring countries just for joining them, but they say it is lies. We are not confirmed, but in the other news, everyone started to murmur things, but in the kingdom's castle you can see a black-haired man watching the news on his phone along with a redhead wearing a beret. Girl, wow, the situation that's happening there. Aaron. Hi, I know Lilith, this is too far from Hornest's attempts to take control of a country. Lilith. What worries me is that some countries will join him to enslave or attack those with a larger or smaller population so that they will fear him or swear loyalty to him. Aaron, let's hope not. Hopefully my father and Speedwagon will stop this with the help of the UN. Lilith, hi. Maid, Joestar-sama, your mission ship is already here. Aaron, good. Lilith, it's a shame that he's not going for, touches her belly. Aaron, hey, it's not that I don't want you to go, but I wouldn't want to lose 2 important things, okay? Lilith, okay, I'll do it. Aaron, that's my girl, about to go, but Lilith pulls him so they can both kiss each other goodbye. Maid smiles, they are a cute couple, both of them, even though she shares it. Aaron breaks away, I'll be back, leaves the room. Lilith, good luck, go on. Aaron walked, but at the same time he put on a combat suit until he got outside where a ship was waiting for him. You're just in time. You've already said goodbye to Lilith. Aaron sees a girl in witch clothes, of course Ayaka, you're from your mother. Kagari. Hi, and just in time before I decided to accompany. Aaron sees the girl, but I guess you felt she was going to come and that's it, closing his eyes. Ayaka. Hi, and more than the. Aaron. Okay, let's go up. They both got on the ship and left. Lilith, looking out the window, take care Aajo, worried, in another world. In a large mansion, but inside in one of the rooms, a woman with pink hair and noble clothes was seen brushing her pink hair. Looking at himself in the mirror, sighs, well, let's start a new day, smiles. Maid arrives, breakfast is ready, Ohosama and your sister and mother are waiting for you. Thank you, leaves the room. The person arrived at a large dining room where there was a large table, but there were 2 people. Mother, sister Eleanor, good morning, say good morning. Karen, good morning, daughter. Eleanor, you arrived on time. Cattleya, hi, and I finished brushing my hair. Karen, please sit while we are served. Cattleya, hi. She sat down and began to eat breakfast. Cattleya, and father. Karen, he went to talk about your sister Louise's engagement. Cattleya, you speak with wards. Karen, yes, and you Eleanor, don't ruin yours because he'll come for you. Eleanor, of course not, firm. Cattleya, now that I remember, the familiar summoning will be soon. I hope Louise turns out well. Eleanor, and also, don't blow up the academy like you always do, seriously. Cattleya, Eleanor, please don't bother. Karen, sorry daughter, but your sister is right, and we believe that when she marries wards she can raise the name of our family. In fact, I thought I could help you, but you know. Cattleya lowers her head. Karen, I hope there's a way to cure her. In Aaron's world. In the ship where Aaron and Ayaka boarded, but in Aaron's case, equipping ammunition, medicines, potions, etc., while the soldiers were preparing. Aaron, well, who are we up against? General. Speedwagon found a hidden place in Mexico where they found a cult of people, but the one leading it is a father, and we suspect they are from Dio's creed. Soldier 1. I'm surprised that this band managed to survive after being defeated so many times by the prince's family. Soldier 2. Hi. Soldier 3. Seriously, what do you see as a 200-year-old dead vampire? Everyone started commenting on the creed and the name, but the general had a serious face. General, I can see why you venerate him. Aaron, yes, the power of Dio and the lives he took for years, clenching his fist, and what my ancestor or Aunt Holly had to go through because of Dio's curse. Ayaka takes Aaron's hand. Calm down, we will soon end all of Dio's existence. General, You're right, I trust that we'll finally put an end to this. Aaron, sure. Horn, we're here. Everyone saw on the screen an old Mexican mansion, meaning it is an enemy base. General. Very well, everyone prepare. Everyone got ready and put on communicators. But in Aaron's case, he wore something like an advanced bracelet. General, and that. Aaron. A special communicator with a virtual map. You see it as a watch. General. Goes to Ayaka. Ayaka. I wanted one that looked like Buzz Lightyear. General. Oh fine. They see the ship's hatch open and everyone starts jumping and plummeting. Aaron. Still falling but staring at the roof of the enemy base. General. All landing. The soldiers claim to have parachutes and others jetpacks. But in Ayaka's case, a broom appeared and she began to fly on it, and the Joestar only took out 2 red tentacles on his back, and with them he began to glide. General. Seeing that, always using that method, young prince. Aaron. I'm getting the hang of it. After being like that, everyone managed to land and were close to the building. Aaron, we arrived. General. Very well, Ayaka. Ayaka. It's not necessary. I saw some guards on watch everywhere watching. General. Very well. Divide into groups to finish off the guards while a group together with the prince and Ayaka enter the base. All high. Everyone complied to begin the strategy. Inside the building, a man can be seen reading a newspaper, and he looked a little worn while everything was illuminated by a candle. Turns page. Ratada. Bom. Those loud noises were heard and he just closes the diary. Joe, they arrived as expected. It's time to say goodbye. Joestar smiles. Outside the base, the guards of the fortress were defending but were finished off by the soldiers of Altisha. General. Very well. Everyone in the group is moving forward. All yes. The general's group along with the Joestar and the witch entered the fortress, although it was dark, but Ayaka used her power to light up a little. General. Be alert for surprise attacks. Everyone was on guard, but Aaron stopped. Soldier notes that Prince who is Aaron the world. As he said those words, they saw golden sparks coming out of the ceiling and bodies falling, slowly disintegrating. Ayaka, vampires or zombies? Serious. Aaron, hey, and there's more on the roofs. See the roofs. General, prepare the ultraviolet flashlights. All yes. They lit them to advance and finish off any zombie or vampire that was in their path until they arrived at a closed door. General, we've arrived. Seize everyone, get ready. All yes. Ayaka, Aajo. Aaron, consciously, let's go. Everyone entered the door, and as always it was dark. Soldiers, what do we do, General? General. Ayaka lights up the nearby torches. The candle complies and with a wave of his arm lights the torches. But they are surprised to find that in front of them is a machine shaped like a ring. But you could imagine it was. General, a portal. Ayaka, but why is that? Aaron, because we didn't ask him right. Turning towards a door in the room. They didn't understand, but the door opened, making everyone be on guard, and from it a figure came out. He always cautious at Joestar. Without a doubt the Joestars are like that in their Bizzare Adventures. Aaron, and maybe you know a lot about this or not, points at him. Father Pucci. Pucci, Jew, while making a small pose. General, Father Pucci, on behalf of the Kingdom of Altisha and on behalf of the Queen's Joestar family, you are hereby detained along with Dio's creed. Pucci, wow, I'd like to go with you, but I have to take a flight and take this with me, showing a backpack. Ayaka notices a disc on it. Those are stand discs, and I can see that there are powers in them, and it also has some stones, noticing a stone object. Pucci, yes, young Kagari, and it's also through this portal. Aaron, are you planning on going somewhere else too? Pucci, if I can't make Dio's legacy great here, why not somewhere else? Which is the perfect place to start, smiles. Aaron, well, I don't think I'll let you have it. Pucci, maybe not you, but they do, snaps fingers. Soldier, feels drops of blood and sees that his arm has fallen off. What a face, Aya. They heard that to see that a vampire took him by surprise and that many vampires and zombies came out to shoot them, but in the case of Aaron and Ayaka they defeated them, although the Joestar more. Pucci, time to go. Seeing a hooded figure come out, conscious, Pucci approached the board to turn on the machine so that a portal would open. Aaron hits a vampire and notices Pucci. Don't let him cross the portal and go somewhere else. General, you heard it. The soldiers started shooting, but out of nowhere the bullets disappeared. But the soldiers began to fall to the ground, some decapitated, and others with bleeding from their necks. Ayaka notices the hooded figure with bloody fingers, has a vampire. Aaron, not by much, runs, and when he was almost close, the world. Saying that, everyone stopped, but Aaron kept moving forward. Aaron, 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds. He moved forward while counting the seconds, but he noticed that the hooded woman saw him as he moved. More or less like this. Aaron, realizing but surprised. What? Hooded approaches the world. When he said those words, time started moving again. Aaron, what do you eat? Surprised. He is surprised because the hooded woman was standing right in front of him, and then she digs her fingers near his neck. Aaron, this feels like the fingers are taking or sucking some of his blood, tries to free himself. Poochie, better let it go. Hooded woman, mute. Kicks him. When Aaron received it, he flew away until he crashed into a wall. Ayako, Aajo, going to where she is. Aaron, touches where he was nailed. That vampire is strong fast, although mute he must be. Poochie, I see you're curious about who it is, sees the hooded figure. Hooded, nodding and taking off her hood. They saw that she was a blonde girl, with purple eyes, and she was wearing old red clothes from the 18th century. Poochie, Aaron Joestar, I want to introduce you to the future sovereign Cinia Brando Pacifica, daughter of the great Dial. All astonished, Aaron feels the wound healing but slowly. Poochie, well Cinia, it's time to go to our new world for your father's legacy. Cinia, hi for my father. They both entered the portal. Aaron, no, gets up and goes to the portal. Ayaka, Aajo, wait, we don't know where he went, but they see that a vampire approached and tried to put it out or destroy it but was shot. Soldier 1, I'm on target. Soldier 2, notices something on the board. We have a problem. General, what's up? Soldier, the machine is unstable and it seems that at any moment it will suck anything out until it turns off. That is, it will swallow us. Genela, everyone try to hold on to whatever you can. Everyone listened and held onto wooden posts and others on nailed furniture, and the portal began to suck and began to swallow some things. Ayaka on her broom. Aajo, seeing that he nailed his kaguns into the ground. Aaron he moves forward but feels like he's being sucked in. I have to get out but the wound left me. Soldiers, Prince Care. I heard that, but Aaron was hit by a block of concrete which didn't give him time because of the wound that Cinia left him and making the kagun disappear and being sucked, but Ayaka takes him by the hand. Soldier 2, don't let go, Ayako. Ayaka, trying to pull it, but when they tried, they were slowly sucked in, but unable to hold on. They were both sucked into the portal. All, Prince Kagari. And the portal, unable to hold on any longer, began to fail until some parts exploded, and it shut down forever. All, General, walking and now seeing the destroyed machine. Prince, Soul, sending the coordinates. The collection team will come, although, seeing the remains of the machine. General, I want you to take it to Altisha and do what you can to repair it. Soldier, understood, but why? General, whatever that father is planning in taking the prince, he will surely find him, and when they activate the portal we will go to help him. Soldier, understood. Soldier 3, but there's a little problem. General, like a soldier. Soldier 3, how we will tell the prince's family, especially Miss Asami. All, everyone didn't know what to say about it, especially how the Joestar's family and Lilith's family would feel. General, we will tell you when we return, and we hope to have everyone's support to bring back the prince. You are with me. All, yes. General, Prince, seeing the destroyed machine, I hope you manage to stop or find clues about Poochie. That Miss Kagari be with you until we find him. That the Joestars accompany you. Aaron Joestar. In the other world, outside at a table, you can see Cattleya looking at the sky. Cattleya, I hope this year will be the change for our family and also for Louise, although, lowers her head, I hope for me too. But she hears thunder, and that leaves her surprised to see the sky that suddenly clouded over, and that alerts her mother and sister. Karen, daughters, are you okay? Cattleya, hey mother. Leaner, what the hell is going on? Cattleya, I don't know, just. It didn't end as loud thunder and lightning crashed until it seemed like the sky was breaking, or rather, forming a crack, which frightened everyone, including those working or those in the nearest town. Karen, looking closely. What is this? They saw that the crack was getting bigger until they saw that it was like a blue portal, that they didn't know what was happening until they came out of it like a blue flash and crashed against the ground where everyone was, while the twister began to close and the sky returned to normal. Leaner, what the hell just happened? Karen, I don't know either, but neither do I know what came out. Cattleya, and if we go see Karen, I'd better go with you in case it's a possible attack. Leaner, we better go all three. They both agreed and went to the field to see what happened, and they arrived at a crater that was almost enormous. Karen, all over the skies, vinod the crater. Leaner, perhaps what fell must have been enormous. Cattleya, hey, I see something. Narrated. They saw the smoke clear to reveal Aaron and Ayakeo on the ground but hurt by the impact and unconscious at the same time. Leaner, intruders serious. Karen, notices Aaron's neck was bleeding. There's one injured. Cattleya approaches. Leaner, Cattleya is waiting. She was approaching where the Joestar was, but she felt someone grab the dress, which scared her to see that it was Ayako, who seemed to be trying to do something, but Ayako, help give us, and Aajo falls unconscious. Cattleya sees Aaron. Who are you? The Valerie family, Altisha. In that kingdom you could see the night, but in a room you see Lilith looking out the window, but she had an insecure expression. Lilith. Maid arrives and sees her. Something's wrong, Lilith-sama. Lilith. Nothing. Just that I feel that something happened on the mission. Maid, don't worry, I know Eren-sama will return and maybe he will help stop Clay from unleashing something like World War III. Lilith, I also hope he comes back and, touching her belly, Maid, I know that when this is over you'll have time to be together and with that. Lilith, hi thanks. Maid, have a beautiful night. Lilith-sama leaves. Lilith, I know I shouldn't worry but for some reason I already am in a lot. Puts her hand on the window. I hope nothing happens to you, Aajo. Universe Zero location? In a somewhat empty room you could see or appreciate two straws in the shape of a bed and two people until one of them began to move and opening his eyes and it was the Prince of Altisha. Eren, opening his eyes and clearing his vision. Oh what? He began to get up little by little, but he felt a little tired and dizzy until he felt a little pain near his neck that touched him and felt something so that he noticed that there were some bandages with some blood stains. Eren. When I begins to remember when Cinia, Dio's daughter, took him by surprise by sucking some blood. TCH it's true she really is Dio's daughter. I heard that to see that Ayaka was next to him. Eren. Ayaka gets up but felt like she was going to fall because of how tired they were but moves forward until she falls on her knees. Ayaka, are you okay? Somewhat worried. Ayaka, opens her eyes, looks around to see the black-haired man, Aajo. Eren sighs, thank goodness you're okay. Ayaka, me too. Eren. But what happened when I ended up unconscious from that blow? Ayaka, you were going to be sucked into the portal that took you. I tried to pull but I ended up sucked in and making us both enter the portal but then we fell and crashed into the ground and that's all. Eren, calm down, strokes his head, you did well. Ayaka, blushes but enjoys caressing her. Eren, but I have to contact the base so they can come for us. Ayaka, I hope he finds us. Eren, opens his communicator. Eren Joestar to base, go base. But he received no response, just some static. Eren, surprised, base goes ahead, he's listening to me. But he didn't receive any response again. Why aren't you answering? Not understanding. Ayaka, I don't know but gets up, better go out and look, pointing at the door. Eren, maybe it's closed, I'll take care of it. Takes the knob and when he was going to overload with Hammond he stops suddenly or blinks, and making him feel tired and touch where he has the bandages. Ayaka, Aajo, worried. What happened? Eren, KG, I felt that the Hammond is weak as well as some of my overload. I think it's because Cinia sucked some of my blood. Ayaka, now that you mention it I realize that my fire magic has weakened. I guess it has to do with why the portal weakened us. Eren, well whatever it is we're not staying. Kicks the door and opens it. Well we can go now. Wait. Eren, sees that she had 2 bags, our team. Ayaka, let's see. We have the reset potions, some waters, the portal cards. Also the cyber capsules and the vehicle sphere. Eren, perfect, let's go. They both left even though they were walking down a hallway that looked long or dead-ended. Ayaka, this step we don't know where we are. Eren, calm down. Besides I'm sure that sniff I smell like the exit. Ayaka, what do you smell? Eren, sniff I smell flowers, candy, maybe we're close to an exit. Ayaka, fine for me. Both continued moving forward until they saw a light at the end and decided to move faster until they managed to get out although they covered their eyes because of the light outside. Eren, ugh, the light. Ayaka, TCH. They were like that for a while and their sight began to return, and when they could see well they saw something wonderful for their eyes and it was that they were in a beautiful garden. Ayaka, it's beautiful. Eren, sees everything even the flowers. Wow, they are beautiful like at home. Wow, they woke up. They saw that a maid spoke and both were on guard in case it was an attack. Maid, sorry for scaring you but Ojusama is waiting for you in the dining room. Eren, okay, take us there. Maid, hi, follow me. Walking and being followed by the 2. Ayaka, Aajo, because, Eren, if we want to know where we are, we'll have to talk to the owner here and get answers. Ayaka, hi, you're right. Both began to follow the maid who entered the mansion which they saw was large and decorated. Eren, wow, this is almost like my home. Ayaka, hi, conscious. They continued walking until they reached a room where there was a huge long table. Both surprised. Maid, well, I hope you enjoy Ojusama's company, bows and leaves. Ayaka, so he sent us to the dining room of the house. Eren, seeing everything, I can judge that we are in the house of a rich or noble family. Ayaka, you're right. But they see that the doors opened and showing that it was Karen with her 2 daughters who were staring at the couple who were prepared in case they do something. Karen, I see you 2 woke up although you somehow managed to get out of your room. Ayaka, I don't think that place is called a room. Leaner, Nobody asked for that plebeian comment. Ayaka, what was missing people who boast about their ranks, annoyed. Aaron. Cattleya, looking at him. Calm down, nothing's happening now, smiles. Aaron, sure. Karen. My daughter is right. Besides, she was the one who found them and convinced us that they were treated. Although you young man look terrible because of that. Pointing to the bandage. Aaron. Touches his bandage. By the way, who are you? Leaner. How dare you ask us? Karen. Leaner, serious. Leaner, quiet. Aaron. Karen. Wouldn't it be better if you presented yourself young? Just like your companion? Both. Ayaka. Kagari. Ayaka. Kagari is my name. Aaron. Joestar. Aaron. Joestar is my name. Karen. Joestar, a striking surname anyway. I am Karen Valerie, matriarch of the Valerie house, and these are my daughters. Cattleya. Nice to meet you. I'm Cattleya, introduces herself with a smile. Leoner. I'm Leaner, seriously. Ayaka. Okay, I dislike her now. Aaron. Nice to meet you. Karen. Please take a seat. They see that they sat down, and no doubt they sat down too to see that servants brought food and gave them plates, although it seemed fine, but luckily for Aaron he knows how to eat and act in places like that, and he was seen by the Valeries. Karen. Jew, it seems you know how to act. Aaron, my family taught me things about how to act with noble people. Ayaka. And you come one. Aaron. Ayaka. The three. Leaner. I don't think you are, just look at yourself. Pointing at Aaron's suit. Karen. Looks at him directly. Cattleya. Ahem. Tell us what happened to you when we found you. Ayaka. Tell us, how did they find us? Karen. My daughter was sitting outside until you saw the sky somehow open up and you came out of the crack, but heard I'm thinking that was some strange teleportation magic. Both surprised. Karen. So what happened to you guys that made you end up like this? Aaron. Well, we were on a mission to stop a creed, but a subordinate of the leader took me by surprise and left me this. Pointing to the bandage. Cattleya. I see. But the maid said that the wounds you had were somehow healing. But near your neck it looked like fingers were stuck in it. Leaner. It's absurd that someone would put their fingers through it. Karen. Surely the one who faced her must be strong or from a respectable family. Aaron. I wouldn't respect the Brandos or anything, especially because of Dio, thinking with hatred towards Dio. Ayaka. She drank the water but had tics when Karen mentioned that Dio's family was respectable. If she saw what Dio is like, as they told me, she would surely regret saying that. Karen. By the way, tell us. She looks at them seriously. Are you spies from Albion? Both. Albion, confused. Leaner. Mother, don't bother. They probably don't know what it is. Aaron. We've actually never heard of that place. Ayaka. It's true. We don't know about that place. Karen. I see. I apologize. Recomposes herself. Well, I would also like to know if you know something. Aaron. What about? Karen. How about this? She put on the table a cell phone. Aaron. My cell phone. Karen. I imagine this is yours, Prince Joestar. Both as surprised. Leaner. What are you saying, Mom? He can't be. Karen. I would also like to believe it is impossible, but look at this. She touches the button on her cell phone and it begins to project some things, including photos of Aaron and his family, videos, the kingdom and his friends, etc. Aaron. Damn, I forgot that now the kingdom's cell phones can do that. Both daughters were surprised until it turned off and Karen handed the phone to the Joestar. Karen. Honestly, I'm surprised you're a prince, you sure are strong. Aaron. Sighs. Hi. Ayaka. It's a natural gift from her family. Leaner. Cattleya. So you're from a royal family. Aaron. Well, you could say yes, but... Karen. Let's eat first so they can rest since they must be exhausted. Ayaka. Well, I support that. After that they ate, although Cattleya kept staring at the Joestar, who noticed this and decided to ignore it. Later, Ayaka lies down on Ino's bed. Wow, this at least they gave us some information here. Aaron. Hi. With some books, apparently that portal took us to a different world where it is fantasy, and there are wizards. Ayaka. Although how will they think I'm a witch, or do witches exist here? Aaron. I don't know. With permission. They heard that, and saw Cattleya come in. Aaron. Ah, Cattleya, right? Cattleya. Hi. Ayaka. And what brings you here? Curious. Cattleya. Well, I'm a little curious about you. You're really from... Ayaka. Well, Aajo is the prince of a kingdom and at the same time the heir to be king and his family. Cattleya. Wow, but in those memories I saw that you had power. Is it magic? Aaron. Ah, it's not a skill inherited from my ancestor. Cattleya. I see, and you saw what you were doing, that it's you. Ayaka. Well, I'm a witch. Nervous. Cattleya. Wow, a real witch. Surprised. Would sure be great to use magic well. Aaron. Now I realize you guys have magic. Curious. Cattleya. We have magic though. Ayaka. What's up? Cattleya. Well, I have a younger sister and well, an explanation from Lee's. Ayaka. Doesn't he know how to use his power? Cattleya. It's not that when you try to do a spell that the result is that it explodes. Aaron. Maybe he overexerts his magical power that becomes unstable if his power is powerful. Cattleya. You believe that? Aaron, I've seen people with the same problem. I think that because they don't know what their power is, their magic becomes overpowered. Cattleya, well yes, but my family thinks I should give up and forget about it and focus on following the family legacy. Ayaka, because I'm not surprised by that, squinting and chubby face. Cattleya, well yes, but she doesn't give up and wants to show what she's worth. Aaron, stubborn and enormous pride, I imagine not. Cattleya, something like that. Nervous. Ayaka, by the way, what magic do you have? Curious. Cattleya, I'd like to show you but looks away. Aaron, what's up? Cattleya, well, she tells them about her illness and that she can't use her magic. Both. Ayaka, I didn't think you would suffer from that. Cattleya, lowers her head. I hope there is a way for things to be like before, but I have a feeling that's how it will be. Aaron, and they couldn't cure him. Cattleya, it's an impossible disease, but no one has been able to do it, and this step they're going to commit me to someone noble, and the truth is I don't want that. Lowers her head. Aaron takes the bag. Ayaka, garlic, what are you doing? Aaron, Cattleya, maybe there is a way to quarter. Cattleya, as if it's impossible. Aaron, I wouldn't be so sure. Takes out a reset potion. Cattleya, what is that? Curious. Aaron, reset potions are the best potions in our home. Gives it to her. Cattleya, I don't think so. Ayaka, don't think they're not effective. Those potions cure incurable diseases and even help you recover limbs and some lost organs. Cattleya, seriously surprised. Aaron, but turns the bottle slightly. Here are instructions. Cattleya, Eto sees them. I don't understand what they're saying. Aaron, oh, of course they probably don't know Spanish or English. Ahem, well, I'll tell you. 1. Open the lid of the jar first. 2. You must think that you want to cure yourself of the disease or curse. 3. Pour the mixture and let it do its job. Aaron, and that would be all. Cattleya, yeah, that's interesting. Ayaka, wait a moment, you don't know our language. Cattleya, it's their language. Ayaka, so how can you understand us? Aaron, that's true, thoughtful until. I think it's because of the portal since I don't know how, but now we can talk to them and understand them. Ayaka, I guess you're right. Cattleya, but I'm sure I can heal myself. Aaron, since it can cure anything, even poison that is impossible to cure, well, if you get there in time to save it, but anyway it will help you cure your illness. Cattleya, I don't know what to say. Aaron, calm down, take your time, there's no need to rush. Cattleya, I understand well, walks towards the door. It was nice talking to you guys. Aaron, well, the pleasure is mine, so rest. Cattleya, withdraws. Ayaka, you know she is very nice and kind than the other one. Aaron, yes, I noticed it too, but they noticed that a light comes through the windows and with curiosity they look out the window and see with surprise that there were 2 moons in the sky. Ayaka, incredible. Aaron, yes, surely no one would ever believe that there were 2 moons, but that makes a beautiful image for a photo or a painting. While taking a photo. Ayaka, but if we don't find a way to contact the base sees it, what will we do? Aaron, sees her, we will find a way to go back and find Pucci to stop him and the Dio creed forever. Ayaka, I want to see them burn like Dio, emanating fire. The Joestar began to laugh at that while in Cattleya's room she saw the bottle of the potion, and remembering what she said. Cattleya, a potion that cures difficult and impossible to cure diseases, if so, could it cure my disease? She puts the bottle in a drawer on a small table. I'd better leave it for another time, although. She looks at her hand. If that cures, I'll use magic again. The next day, Aaron, lying down and looking at the ceiling. Ayaka, making fireball wonders. Maid, arrives but is surprised to see Ayaka. Aaron, what's up? Maid, Karen, Ojusama calls you. Ayaka, okay, disbands the fireballs. Maid, oh, by the way, this is for you, Joestar Dano. Leaves him like clothes. Aaron, takes it. Ayaka, I'll wait for you outside, leaves the room. Aaron, since. A few minutes later. Ayaka, wow, the outfit they gave you, Aajo. Aaron, but don't you think that a little flashy? Ayaka, I guess it's for the best since your suit is somewhat damaged after the battle at Pucia's mansion. But because you still have the communicator. Looking at the communicator. Aaron, in case the signal for help arrives. Ayaka, and the cap. Aaron, hey, I'd feel naked without her. Ayaka, okay, that doesn't surprise me. They arrived at the living room where they saw Karen and her daughters. Karen, they arrived and I see you wearing the clothes. Aaron, well there, and the truth is it is a little striking for neither. Karen, nonsense, must look important to the nobility. Aaron, but where we live we use it for parties and not every day, with a drop. Ayaka, why did they call us? Karen, good. Maid, Ojusama, he arrived. Karen, that's great. Ayaka, I'm back, dear daughters. Cattleya/Leaner, father. Aaron and Ayaka see a man with blonde hair, a big mustache, a small beard, a monocle, and somewhat pink clothes that look like a count. Both, he is Cattleya's father. Karen, Aaron Joestar, Ayaka Kagari, meet my husband Duke de la Valerie. Duke, looking at the couple, who are they? In Aaron's world, many ships were headed to a specific place, but inside you can see the general sitting, but he had his gaze lowered. Soldier, General, you're still here. General, I don't want to imagine how the kings and the princes, but especially Miss Asami, will feel about this. Soldier, calm down General, I know they can help and we will help them. General, I hope so because I fear that Aunt Clay will take advantage of this. Soldier, do you think it's capes? General, I don't think I know that man will create a world war out of this, seriously. Cattleya's fiancé, but he can handle the power of a Joestar. In another part of the world, you can see how 3 figures were running, or it seemed like they were fleeing from something. 1. TCH damn. 2. I know, and that bastard plans to start a world war. 3. The worst will begin with Altisha, that is, in the kingdom of Aajo. 1. That bastard won't get away with it if he does anything to her. I think I heard them. The 3 of them saw that a little far away there were some guards, and they couldn't see that they were good and were looking for them. 2. We'd better go back to the others and maybe ask for help from outside. 3. Good idea, let's go. The 3 of them started to leave, but one of them saw on the screens an old man in noble clothes, but he had an angry expression. 1. Someday you're going to fall, Aunt Clay, annoyed and leaving. But the one who said it ran away. But the wind revealed a red hair with a black tip. In the Zero world, at the Valerie's house, Aaron and his partner can be seen watching the patriarch of the Valerie family present there, who looked at them seriously. Both, they didn't know how to respond when they were present with the head of the family. Duke, didn't you hear my question? Aaron, I am Aaron Joestar. Ayaka, yes Ayaka Kagari. Duke, now tell me, what are you doing in my home? Karen, they were found by Cattleya since both were attacked by bandits, and they took everything, although young Joestar ended up injured and brought them here. Lying. Duke, I see, so guests know. Karen, that's right. Duke, sees Aaron, although that hat doesn't look like it belongs to the nobility. Aaron, I made this hat myself since my family allows them to wear something that represents who they are, and me it's this cap, please let him believe it please. Hoping he believes that lie. Duke, well if you say so, the truth, it's very striking and it has golden touches, it looks good on you. Ayaka, I'm glad he believed it. Cattleya, I'm glad you came though, father. Duke, that reminds me of something and it's with you, daughter. Cattleya, and what is it? Duke, your fiancé has arrived. That surprised everyone present, but Cattleya was stunned. Ayaka, did he compromise him without consent? How disgusting this world is. Disgusted. Aaron, for some reason it bothers him to hear that. Leaner, does my sister already have a fiancé? Surprised. Duke, yes, and he's coming here. Cattleya, and who is it? Afraid to know who it could be. Duke, it's coming, but sounds of knights and wooden wheels are heard. It's coming. They hear the doors being knocked until the servants open them and see that other people arrived, but one of them was a little older than Cattleya but did not look friendly. Duke, I'm glad you came. Man, you're welcome, Duke Dano. Karen, dear, who are they? Duke, well dear, they. Man, I introduce myself. I'm Augustus Clover. Karen, I think I heard about him, and surely the one accompanying him is. Notices a blonde man with knight's clothes and red color. I am Motoyasu Clover, his heir and future knight of Tristan. Smiles. Ayaka, I don't like him at all either. Aajo, seriously. Aaron, either do I, and I know them, but amazing to see another Motoyasu even in this world. Remembering a Barbie boy in his world, and it was annoying. Motoyasu, sees Cattleya, so you're my fiancé? Wow, I'm lucky to meet a beauty before my eyes. Smiles, but to recognize that smile. Cattleya, it's a pleasure. Smiling, but she was nervous. Motoyasu, come on, don't be shy since we'll be married. Notes Aaron and Ayaka, wow, we have guests, but sees Ayaka, she's very pretty. How are you? Ayaka, don't talk to me like scum. Serious and cold. Motoyasu, you, indignant, damn commoner don't know who I am. Ayaja, as my boyfriend says, a Barbie boy, playboy and pedophile. Augustus, teach her as a son. Motoyasu, he is. When he was going to touch her. POW, all astonished, they saw the Joestar kick him, sending him crashing into a wall. Aaron, keep your filthy hands off my girlfriend, you idiot. Seriously. Augustus, son, terrified. Karen, that boy is so strong. Impressed. Duke, you, looking at Aaron seriously. Augustus, how dare you attack my son? Aaron, you better not talk rancid butter dough since you ordered me to touch my girlfriend in front of me. Serious. Augustu, you guards teach this commoner. The guards launched themselves at Aaron, but out of nowhere they all flew off with punches and Aaron cracked his knuckles. Aaron, they're not worth feeling my blows. Seriously. A knight was going to stab her, but Ayaka was in front of him. Knight, move aside. Ayaka, turned to ashes, burning it to ashes. All 8 Adonites. Leaner, Perhaps I use fire magic and without conjuring, surprised. Cattleya. So this is her witch magic. Motoyaru, how did you do it? Are you a Zervist? Ayaka. I'm not one of those, I don't know. Motoyasu. Then how? Ayaka. I'm Ayaka Kagari the Fire Witch, serious and emanating flames. Leaner, said witch, astonished. Karen, wow. August, curse. Aaron, don't insult my partner or she'll deal with me, seriously. Motoyasu, I'd better mess with you, idiot. Everyone, they see it. Aaron, as you say, seriously. Motoyasu, I challenge you since you have that commoner as a partner. And besides, I think you're a noble because that cap looks noble. Aaron, 8 with a poker face just like Ayaka. Augustus, I would like that, but you have to teach him a lesson. Motoyasu, hey, but let's make a bet, tell me what you want in return. Aaron, I think between them the annulment of Cattleya's marriage. Duke, because you want that, young man. Aaron, from what I can see this is a bucking womanizer who is probably also a pedophile, and also I can see that he has a picture of a younger girl who looks like Cattleya. All 8 Adonites. Karen, first that Hiraga and now this, annoyed. Duke, what does that mean? Looking at Mototesu. August, don't worry, maybe your daughter would rather join us. Duke, but she's engaged. August, maybe I'll change my mind, smiles. Aaron, that's why people like you make me sick. Maybe you're a noble family, but what I hate the most is when there are people who abuse their power, so, cracks his knuckles, I'll break that face so you don't come back and so Cattleya can be free. Cattleya, surprised, Aajo. Motoyasu, I want to see it, but if I win she wins, pointing at Ayaka. Ayaka, I'd rather be with you than burn alive, serious and disgusted. Aaron, alright, let's fight. A few minutes later, in the somewhat arranged backyard were the families and also Aaron and Motoyasu who had a spear but Aaron broke his body. Aaron, it's definitely Motoyasu himself since he's using a spear, but it's probably a magic weapon or something. But I don't know, but I won't let my guard down. Getting ready. Cattleya, somewhat worried. Ayaka, I know you're worried but I am too. Cattleya, why? Ayaka, the wound on her neck hasn't closed yet, but her hamon is also somewhat unstable, meaning I can't control it because of when we got here and when that Cinia sucked her blood. Cattleya, entonces. Ayaka, but he will fight. Look, Motoyasu, Toma, leads to attack him. They saw that he was close to stabbing him but Aaron dodged it by ducking. Aaron has Shoryuken, hits him with a jump hook. The spectators except the witch were surprised to see Aaron's movement, but Motoyasu's father was scared and trembling. Motoyasu gets up. Hey, what's wrong? Aaron, hey, didn't you see that? It was an attack. I fight with my hands mostly, cracks his knuckles. Motoyasu, but nobles don't fight like that. Aaron, well in my race we do fight, speaking in a Chilango accent, so, in a fighting pose, let's go. Motoyasu, enraged, decides to launch thrusts, but Aaron dodges them with great ease. Aaron, it's my turn, starting to hit and kick him, which were effective. Augustus, they need to stop this. Don't you see that he's fighting dirty? Looking at Duke, because also, he sees it seriously. You surely knew what he was planning, right? Augustus, it doesn't matter, don't you see that this? Karen, let him fight since he fights right now. Look, pointing at the peel. Aaron, jumps to dodge an attack. Feel the Tatsumaki Senpuke YKU, gives some roundhouse kicks. Leaner, how is it possible that I can do that? Surprised. Ayaka, one of her fighting moves. Cattleya, incredible. Motoyasu, lightning launch, launches an attack that emanates lightning. Aaron, jumps back to avoid it. Good one, my turn. Puts his hands together to be in a pose. Hadouken, throws a ball of energy that hit him. Nobles, surprised to see that. Duke, I launch an attack but he's not a magician, he doesn't even have a wand. Surprised. Motoyasu, damn, how did you do that? Aaron, a technique that many can learn except that. Makes a pose pointing with his fingers, you wouldn't use it. Cattleya, he did. A pose. Ayaka, that's normal for him. Motoyasu got angry and tried to cut him but Aaron stopped her with his hands but Motoyasu smiles and decided to use the lightning technique and electrocute Aaron. Cattleya, Aajo, worried. Augustus, he smiles arrogantly. I see that he lost. I suppose the commitment will be standing, right? Sees the Valeries. Karen, 8 episodes. Dukai, Ayaka, I wouldn't count on that. Augustus, shut up, commoner, and how dare you talk that my son did not win? Indignant and demanding. Ayaka, look, seeing that Motoyasu stopped electrocuting Aaron. Aaron, Motoyasu, you thought it was stupid. Aaron, with his mouth open but he was breathing. Motoyasu, hey, what are you doing? Aaron, hey, thanks for recharging me. Motoyasu, not understanding. Aaron, metal silver overdrive. When he said that, Motoyasu suffered a discharge of silver lightning, causing him to drop his spear. Ayaka, surprised. Leaner. How did she do that? Was it a spell? Ayaka, see for yourself. Motoyasu, Nanny, what was that? Aaron, Hihiuhu, takes a deep breath while making a pose and at the same time releases a Hammon aura. You like it. Motoyasu, what is that? Aaron, Hihihi, I present to you the inherited ability of the noble Joestar family's solar breathing Hammon. Smiles. August, that's impossible. Scared. The Valeries, impressed. Ayaka, He at least that helped her keep her Hammon stable. Sighs. Motoyasu, that's impossible. TCH, takes his spear. That won't stop me from. It didn't end because Aaron took the tip of the spear in his hand but squeezed it until it broke. Motoyasu, yes, shocked. Aaron, you better try something. I'll call it overdrive. Hits the blonde in the face with Hammon. Motoyasu was sent to where the others were to crash into the wall and end up out of combat. All 8 surprised, but Augustus was scared. Aaron, well, poses. It was a good win. Smiles. August, growling, and oh, it's not fair. Aaron sees it. August, I'm not rushing this. Guards, arrest this guard. It doesn't end as some knights surround August, realizing that they are not his. Duke, I'd better ask you to leave since young Joestar won. The engagement is cancelled. Seriously. August, but, Duke, get him out of my sight. They listened and took Oscut and threw him out along with an unconscious Motoyasu. An hour later. Karen, so a special ability of your family. Aaron, hi, but when I arrived I was exhausted and couldn't handle it. Although thanks to Motoyasu I was able to handle it well, but I must train it. Karen, you know, boy, I must thank you for what you did. It seems that you are a noble young man with a pure heart. Aaron, it's my family gift, helping everyone who needs it. Smiles. Karen, I understand. Aaron, by the way, and her husband. Karen, he went to report this to the Council of Nobles, although I don't know if. Aaron, I understand. Well, I have to go back to my room with Ayaka. Karen, rest assured, young man, sees that the Joestar has retired. Really, that boy is more noble than that boy. Remembering a certain black-haired man who felt he was no good. I hope something good happens this year and for Louise. With Aaron. Aaron, 8 walked and sees his hand. It's a relief that I was able to recover some of my Hammon, but I think until the wound gets better. Guest. Aaron, sees the eldest Valerie's Cattleya. Seriously, thank you for canceling my engagement, but why? Aaron, hey, it's obvious you didn't want to marry someone you don't know. Nobody wants a love like that, so I wanted you to be happy with the one you love. Smiles. Cattleya touches her chest in surprise and at the same time with a blush on her face. Aaron, well, see you and, but he received a hug and a kiss on the cheek from her. He is surprised. Cattleya, thank you, leaves. Aaron, touches his cheek. Okay, bye, walks. No doubt this is a start, no doubt. Smiles. He kept moving forward, but he was watched by a figure. That boy is strong and he defeated a Clover Noble. This is certainly interesting. I'd like to see you someday if possible. Interest in Joestar disappears out of nowhere. Elsewhere, you could see some commoners who were digging. Commoner. We have to have things for the academy. Commoner. Hi, or else we will run out of food. Commoner. I hope we find out, and soon. It didn't finish because it hit something hard and they saw that it was a black box, and out of curiosity they opened it, but they were surprised. Commoner. Do you think that? Commoner. I say that we have to take her. Commoner. But I'll just say it's an interesting. I saw what was inside. Mask. Having said that, some thunder was heard while the light came on where the box was and it showed a stone mask. The Tristan Academy. A few days later. In an office, an elderly man can be seen looking out the window. Something's up, Director. Director. Sees a bald man with glasses, not at all alone waiting. Refers to the new students sent by the Valeries. Director. Yes, I have a feeling that this year things will get entertaining and bizarre. Bizarre? Curious, in what sense, Director? Well, I'll say that for 1 star for 1 curious star. In the Earth Kingdom of Aeltisha, a blonde-haired woman could be seen and she looked distressed and worried and was noticed by a white-haired man. Irina, what's up? Irina. Kaneki, I'm a little worried. Kaneki, it's about our son. Irina, yes, I feel like something happened on the mission and the general said something happened. Kaneki, I'm worried too, but I'm sure they made it, and Ayaka is with him. Irina, hi, besides I wouldn't like my son to be far away and miss the birth of his future child. Kaneki, hi, although Ayaka and her mother want to have one. Maid enters, excuse us, but the ship that Aaron-sama left is about to arrive. Irina, that's good, I'd better go to the patio to get some fresh air. See Maid 9 cares. Maid, not at all. Irina-sama, leaves with Irina 9. Kaneki, looks at the window. I have a feeling that something happened to you, son. What really happened? In the Zero world. In a meadow with a path you see a carriage with the Valerie's logo, but inside it you see Aaron and Ayaka sitting while inside they had suitcases. Ayaka. Incredible that we're going there, right? Aaron. Hi, incredible that we will go there. Aaron narrates. Well, many will wonder why Ayaka and I are in a carriage from the Valeries. Well, let me explain what happened after my fight against Motoyasu, Cattleya's ex-fiancé. Well, after that Ayaka and I were studying and analyzing what this world has. Although of course in part of me we do not like the system of government of the kingdom, meaning the rich humiliating the poor. I am from a noble family and heir to the throne, but I have not been bragging to everyone anyway, also thanks to the fact that in the fight I was able to awaken the Ham and I began to train to be stable, although I could not awaken Star Platinum. But also sometimes Cattleya invites me to her room to chat and drink some tea, although she has been very attached to me and she looks happy. We also discover that Eleanor is self-centered and grumpy. We even discover that she has had more than one husband, but it does not last a few days since her behavior causes them to ask for a divorce or leave her anyway. But after those days something unexpected happened the day before. Flashback. In a room you see Karen with her family, and in front of them you see Aaron and Ayaka. Aaron, you called us Miss Karen. Karen, well, young Joestar, since you've been here for days, I see that you've become interested in our culture. Ayaka, well, if we have to go out and visit other places, we must learn everything so we can communicate. Karen, hee, I'm glad for that, makes a sign to a maid. They both see that they brought suitcases and even give them both a cape. Aaron, what is this for? Karen, that cape represents the uniform of the academy my youngest daughter attends. Do you know which one? Aaron, Triss Academy. Wait, maybe. All, hey, Karen. Hi, starting tomorrow you will go to the Trissitan Academy and study there. Everyone surprised. Eleanor, mother, what are you saying? Do you know that they? Karen, the young Joestar is from a noble family, but the young Ayaka has a powerful magic that surpasses the nobles. Eleanor, Ayaka, but there is also an intention to study there. Karen, Juju, I see you figured it out, right? Smiles. Duke, what are you talking about, dear? Ayaka, she wants us to monitor the progress of her daughter who is there, that is, Louise Valerie. Everyone surprised. Karen, hi, from what they were here I see that they know ways to strengthen their powers, and instead you young Joestar, as you said, could not awaken your inherited power because of the wound, which is a little noticeable, noticing that the marks from Cinia were a little visible on the neck there. Aaron, hi, touches it reflexively. Karen, so maybe you could help my daughter train to perfect her magic. Aaron sighs, well, I have nothing to lose, although I feel that she is so proud to accept the help. No. Karen, hi, but I know you will make it. Aaron, okay, we agreed to go to Tristan Academy. End of flashback. Ayaka, I'm still surprised that we're going to a wizard academy, even though I have a bit of an advantage being a witch, but in your case can you still do Hammon and your Hada techniques, and did you succeed with the Kagun? Aaron, don't worry, I'll use the Kagun in case of emergencies. Also it's to avoid discrimination from other races of demi-humans. Ayaka, I understand that, but haven't you noticed that before we left, Cattleya looked as happy and excited as usual? Aaron, you know she's right. Even before we left I saw her desire and determination. Maybe she plans to do something in the future. Ayaka, hi, although when she said goodbye to you she was hugging him for almost half an hour, jealous. Aaron looks at his arm to open the communicator. Ayaka, you were lucky. Aaron closes it, nothing. Ayaka, sighs, I know what you're trying to do, but it will take a long time for them to find us. Aaron, I know, but I haven't lost hope that they will find us, and we will return home to my family and Lilith. Ayaka, hi, although when I return it will be my turn and maybe my mother. Aaron feels a chill. For some reason I'll be in danger when I get home. Driver, young people, we have arrived. When they heard that, they both saw a huge academy on each side of their window. Ayaka, that's it. Aaron, hi, Tristan Academy. Seeing the academy, after a long journey they finally stopped at the entrance of the academy so the couple could get off. Aaron, well, thanks for bringing us. Looking at the driver. Driver, no problem. I hope you have a good semester. Ayaka, hi, and be careful on the way back. Driver, gladly. Miss leaves. Both sees that he left. So they are the new ones. Both. They see a green-haired woman with a ponytail, glasses, and a tunic that's like a uniform arrive. Aaron, yes we are and you are. I am the deputy director of the academy. Professor Matilda smiles. Ayaka, seriously seeing her. Aaron notices her. Aaron, well, a pleasure, as is my girlfriend. Matilda, well, I'll take them to the director. They both decide to follow the woman, but Ayaka speaks to Aaron. Ayaka, that woman gives me a bad feeling. Aaron, I know, I can smell that he's even using a fake name, but you have to play along. Ayaka, conscious. After walking down a hallway until you reach a wooden door, Matilda opens the door a little. Principal Osmond, I'm bringing the students. Osmond, good thing you brought them. She lets the couple pass even though the director and a man see them, but Ayaka gives a death glare at the director's gaze. Osmond, so you're the new ones that matriarch Valerie told me about. Both, hi, Osmond. I'm the director of Tristan Osmond Academy. Ayaka sees the other man, who is the one next to him. I am Professor Jean Colbert, a teacher at the academy. Osmond, and one of our best, and that everyone, well, most of them want it. Colbert, come on, director, I'm embarrassed, smiles nervously. Both, it seems that he is a nice guy. Osmond, by the way, can you present your names before being admitted to class? Aaron, my name is Aaron Joestar. Ayaka, and I am his girlfriend Ayaka Kagari. Osmond, well Colbert, you can take them to their living room. Aaron, what grade will you send us? Colbert, go to the second-year classroom, please follow me. They both followed the professor and left the office. Osmond, and those two look special. Matilda, you were thinking something perverted about the girl, weren't you? Osmond, ahem. In fact, from that girl I felt an imaginable heat, what I mean that emanates a wave of heat with her body that surpasses Miss Kirchi. Maltida, seriously surprised. Osmond, and that Joestar I felt something impressive and something terrifying. Matilda, and what did you feel? Osmond, two halves of it. Matilda, halves? Osmond, one half is good and pure and the other half is pure evil. Matilda, astonished, evil, that's possible, not believing it. Osmond, Joestar, what are you hiding from us? In a room, you can see many students listening to a woman who is a bit plump but knows how to teach the class until there is a knock on the door. Forward, Colbert enters and surprises everyone. Excuse me, teacher, for interrupting the class. Teacher, not at all, Professor Colbert. If anyone knows his name, please tell me. Colbert, well, looks at the students. I'm sure you want to know that I came with something about the summoning class. But don't worry, it's not about that because I'll help you when it comes. Student, and what is it? Colbert, well, today you will receive 2 new students. Everyone surprised and starting to murmur. Redhead, I hope they aren't as annoying as everyone else annoyed. Teacher, and where are they? Colbert, okay, seize the door, you can come in now. They see that Aaron and Ayaka entered, but they are surprised. Well, the men looked with envy at the Joestar and the women at Ayaka, but especially a redhead. Redhead, this girl is on my blacklist. Colbert, well, I'd like you to introduce yourselves. Ayaka Kaori, single shot. Everyone, looks like Tabita. Blue-haired, Aaron, hello, my name is Aaron Joestar, a pleasure, smiles. In Altisha, many soldiers arrived in the room, but the general sat down while the parents were in front of him. General, I'm glad you accepted this. Tell me, aren't your other children here? Irina, they have things to do, even strategies to calm the waters for Anklei's plans. General, I understand, and Miss Asami. Kaneki, he's in his room since, well, he has to be resting because of that. General, I understand you want to know what happened on the mission, right? Kaneki, well, General, well, the truth is, in another part of the planet, 2 cars were seen moving at full speed until they stopped while 2 people got out. A redhead with black tips and a black-haired man with blue tips. Black-haired, you think we lost them? Redhead, I think so for now. Black-haired man, sighs in relief. How lucky, it would be better to hide and meet with your parents before that old man does something to us. Redhead, I hope to, let's go. Dangerous man, yes, goes with the redhead. Redhead, I don't know what that old shit will do to us, but he'll deal with us when we make him pay for everything. Those were the thoughts of a redhead, but without knowing that on that same day his life would change in a huge way, along with the Joestar, where both would have a great adventure, but in a bizarre way for both. Invocations of relatives and an unexpected one. Landor, you can see some soldiers standing guard. Soldier 1, it's so quiet here. Soldier 2, I wouldn't trust this silence too much, my friend. Soldier 1, you're right, better. NOO. Both soldiers went to where that screen was to see a black-haired man with blue tips kneeling. Soldier 1, what happened? Where is the prince? Black-haired, they took him away. Soldier 2, what, and Clay? Black-haired, I don't know. It's just that he's not here anymore. Soldier 1, we better warn the kings. The soldiers along with the black-haired man left, but the person who was with them will completely change his life. Zero World. In the classroom where Aaron and Ayako presented themselves to the class. But everyone was surprised and had different reactions. But most looked at Ayako with disgust because they see her as a commoner, and she doesn't flinch. Colbert, well, these are all the new students who will be with us, and I hope to see them in the familiar summoning test. Both. Hi, Colbert, if you'll excuse me, I'll leaves. Teacher, well, you can sit wherever you want. Both, thank you. They were looking for places until they found. Teacher, very well, let's continue. They paid attention until they saw that the teacher turned a stone into gold, but it turned out to be copper, which disappointed a redhead with a huge bust. Teacher, any volunteers? But looks at Aaron and Ayako. How about one of you? Ayako, it's better if my boyfriend does it since I can only make fire. Teacher, your young man is fine. Aaron sees his girlfriend who looks away. CL sure, with pleasure, stands up. He headed towards the rock, but the murmurs did not take long, but he was seen by a pink-haired woman. Pelarosa, Jum, I don't know if you know anything about this and you just got in. Aaron, near the stone to take out a wand that Karen gave him. At least I'll have this, and that way they won't suspect what I do with my Hammond. Teacher, go ahead, do something to amaze us. Aaron puts his wand on the rock. Very well, if I can do tricks with Hammond, let's see what I can do. He began to breathe deeply so that everyone could see that the rock was emanating Hammond. Many did not take it into account until they saw that the stone began to shine until it became golden. Everyone surprised. Student, wait, it's gold. Teacher looks at the stone in detail and is amazed it is solid gold. That certainly left everyone speechless, but some thought. Arrogant nobles, maybe I'll hire him so he can have gold, they thought maliciously. Teacher, Aaron and Ayaka, they see a pink-haired girl so they have a scary face, because always the zero. Both they see her. Ayaka, is she? Aaron, so she is Louise Valerie. Teacher, yes, young Valier. Louise, I'll do it too. Everyone except the queen. Gulp. They see that the pink-haired one came down and arrived where the desk and the rocks were. Teacher, go ahead. Louise, I can do it. Concentrating and about to point it at the rocks. Aaron, oh. Ayako snaps her fingers. Louise points her wand at the rock. BOM. An explosion happened and Louise was burned. Louise, not again, and more than everyone surprised. She sees that Aaron was already covering the teacher and the students with Hammond, a dome of fire. But Ayaka snapped her fingers to get rid of the dome, and the Joestar left the Hammond. Aaron, okay, teacher. Hi, sees Ayaka. Thanks for covering them. Ayaka, you're welcome. Teacher, bowing. Later, you can see everyone leaving the room and heading to one of the patios. Ayaka, well, I hope this is interesting. Aaron, hi, although thoughtful. I wonder how this should be done. Well, it's time for the initiation of the relatives. They see a red-haired girl arrive, but with brown or tan skin, although very well endowed, and a short blue-haired girl with glasses and a cane as if she were a sorceress. Redhead, hello newbies, I just want to say that you did a good demonstration, but especially with you, fire friend, pointing at Ayako. Ayaka, I see you also possess fire magic. Redhead, yeah, well, let me introduce myself. I'm JoestarGhoulZ. And the one with me is blue-haired, Tabitha Orleans. Aaron, he is a man of few words. Kirchi, ha, that's how she is, but you, approaches Aaron with other intentions. What you did is impressive, feels a hand on her shoulder. She turns to see Ayako, who is giving her expression but emanating fire. Ayako, if you do anything to my boyfriend, I'll burn you to a crisp darkly. Kirchi walks away and behind Tabitha trembling with fear. Aaron, he nervous. Hey, your girl. Ayako sees a blonde with pigtails of drills. I offer you something. Yes, I want to ask you something. Ayako, to begin with, who are you? Montmorency Margarita. Ayako, very well, what do you want from me? Montmorency, I want you to teach me how to be serious and dominant. Ayako, in chibi face and processing. Aaron, what do you mean? Kirchi, well, do you see that blonde man there? Pointing to a blonde man with a rose who was making strange poses. Aaron, that's called posing. I do better ones. Who is he? Tabitha. His love interest, but called Gaiche Greymont. Aaron, and what's the problem? Kirchi, we have seen that he flirts with other girls and Montmorency doesn't know but feels the sensation. Aaron, what I needed was a womanizing blonde, tired and squinting his eyes. Notices that Ayako was talking and the blonde was writing things down and getting excited. I won't ask. Colbert arrives. It's good that everyone arrived. It's time for you to do your familiar summons. And so everyone began their odd knee summonings. They turned out well. Aaron and Ayako saw Kirchi get a red fire salamander, Tabitha a blue dragon, Gaiche got a big brown mole, although it looked cute, and Montmorency got a toad. Ayako, they all looked so familiar. Aaron, ha, I never thought I'd see that, plus the vampires and stands. Ayako, speaking of which, you still can't. Aaron, no, I still feel like I need more power or energy to wake him up. Ayako, good. Hey, Louise La Zero is going to try it. Both come to Louise. They see her step forward. Kirchi, well, let's wait for a failure from Louise, mockingly. Ayako, is that why they make fun of her? Kirchi, she can't cast spells because they always explode on her. Aaron, and they haven't asked him why? Confused although he knows the obvious answer. Kirchi, obviously he doesn't do anything right. Aaron, you shouldn't judge people for no reason at all. Kirchi, What do you mean, Aaron? What I mean is that maybe she'll let go of that pride she has and that everyone makes fun of her. Maybe she can learn more things if some people can help her, and if that's possible, she sees it. Maybe she'll do things right. Tabitha, that's wise. Ayako, learn from the best. Aaron, well, let's see what the result is, sees Louise. Louise, raising her wand, to the sacred, beautiful and strong family, please respond to my call. Waves her wand so that it creates an explosion. Everyone takes cover at that. Kirchi, I knew this would happen. Ayako, I wouldn't say I failed at that. Kirchi, why do you say that? Ayako Miran, pointing at the smoke. Everyone saw that the smoke was dissipating and a figure could be seen, but when it completely dissipated, Aaron and Ayako were stunned by what they saw. Both. No, it can't be, unbelieving. They wonder what's going on because where Louise was, there was a red-haired boy with black tips. Aaron, Kenichi, not believing it. Kenichi, what the hell, looks everywhere. Where am I? He didn't know what was happening until he saw Louise. Who is she? Louise. Who the hell are you? Seriously, Kenichi, hey, what did she say? He didn't understand what she said. Student, yes, Louise Law 0 summoned a commoner. Student, hey, look how it looks. Student, there is no doubt that it is a failure. The other students made fun of her, and she demanded that the teacher do it again. But the redhead didn't know what was happening. Kenichi, what the hell is going on and where the hell is? Note to the Joestar, wait, that's not him. Colbert, I'm sorry, Miss Valier, but you'll have to make the family pact. Louise. But she didn't know what to do, but without any other option she accepted it. The redhead didn't know what was happening or didn't understand, but he saw Louise putting her hands on the redhead's cheeks. Kenichi, hey, what the hell are you doing? But the pink-haired girl didn't hear, she didn't understand, and the redhead was shocked because she was kissing him on the lips. Ayako, what are you doing? Kirchi, you have to make the master and family pact. Aaron, that's how it has to be. Tabitha, under certain circumstances, yes. Aaron, I see. Then she broke away from the kiss. Kenichi didn't understand what was happening, but he started to feel strange and some strange runes appeared on his hand. Colbert, those runes. Ayako, what happened to him? Tabitha, when the pact is fulfilled, runes appear on him, meaning something, but it seems to have left him weak. Aaron, Kenichi, he said in a low voice. Colbert, well, that would be all and. Student, wait, the new ones are missing, pointing to Aaron and Ayako. Colbert, that's true, you're missing. Aaron, are you sure we should do it? I mean, we just got in today. Colbert, well, you're right, but the teacher told me what you did in your class, so we want to see if you can do it. Aaron sees Ayako, who started whispering to him. Ayako, we have to do it or they would suspect, and also maybe having relatives would help us in our mission to find and stop Pucci. Aaron, I understand, sees Colbert, you know we agreed to do it. Colbert, well, who the, sees Ayako, who positioned herself. Ayako, excuse me, do I have to say the ritual like her or can I make one up? Curious. Colbert, well, you can do it since the family knows that only they are called. Ayako, okay. Aaron, I wonder what familiar he would have, maybe related to fire. Curious. Ayako puts her wand in front of her face where it was on her nose. Listen to me, familiar, the one who is loyal, strong, agile, and regardless of what he is, please appear and help me in my future goals or challenges, so please. Opens her eyes and raises her arm with the wand. Future companion appears. And in less than a few seconds, a fire tornado appeared, scaring everyone, only for them to see that from the fire emerged a phoenix. Phoenix, Gaol, Kirchi, what? Astonished along with her familiar. Student, that's a phoenix. Student, is she from a noble family? Student, it must be incredible, I'm sure. Student, hi. Everyone was murmuring, but the professor almost fainted when he saw the phoenix, but a pink-haired girl was growling with envy that she had a better familiar. Aaron, wow, I didn't expect a phoenix, impressed to see his girlfriend's relative, impressed. Ayako sees the phoenix. Phoenix sees her. Ayako, from now on we'll be partners, puts her hand on the phoenix's head. They saw that on the phoenix's chest a mark of a woman in white appeared, and on Ayako's hand a symbol of a phoenix appeared. Colbert, I've never seen those slots. Ayako sees Aaron, what did you think? Aaron, I'm impressed you pulled that off, pointing at the phoenix. Ayako, hi, let's see how my mother will feel when she sees this. Colbert, well, Joestar, it's your turn. Aaron, me too, receives a kiss from Ayako. Ayako, for luck. Aaron, yes sure, goes to the front. Louise, her partner is very strong, but I don't think he'll come up with anything great. Aaron sees his wand to have the same position as Ayako. Sighs, anyone who hears me, please listen to my call. Many listened to him, but they saw that his wand was shining with hints of Hammon. Aaron, Whoever is listening to me, I'm not asking for them to be strong or weak. The only thing that could help me is to have a good companion for adventures and combats. But if you don't know, I'll gladly teach you everything, so please, raises his wand, appear. And the result was a glow that blinded some, even the masters who were inside, and the inhabitants of any town or kingdom could see a glow in the distance until it stopped. Student, what happened? Student, I don't know. Everyone didn't know, but when Aaron wanted to look ahead, he was left alone. Aaron, with a poker face, Ayako, sees where Aaron was looking to look like him. Everyone began to regain their sight, but they all remained the same, since where Aaron was there was a girl the size of Lee's with blue hair. Clothes that looked a little shabby, although a necklace to cover the bust, but on her arms and legs you could see wolf paws as well as a tail and wolf ears, but it was noticeable that her front paws, she was handcuffed. Grrrr, growling. Student, it's a wolf girl. Student, hi. Student, where did it come from? Student, I don't know. Student, hey, look behind her, there's an egg. And it was true, behind her there was an egg that was bigger than an ostrich's, but it was not white, but green with gray. Aaron looks at the girl to get closer, growling, on guard. Everyone saw her approaching, but before she could attack him, she wanted to. Aaron, ATA, karate chops the shackles. She sees that the shackles shot out rays and then the shackles broke and freed her. Surprised, Aaron smiles, you feel good. Sees it, nods. Aaron, I'm glad. I wouldn't want you to see yourself like that, stroking the wolf's head. At first she wanted to take it off, but when she felt the hand she felt calmed and let it go when she felt that. Enjoying. Aaron smiles but notices something in the shackles, near. Sees it equals. Aaron sees her, this is your name, pointing at the name, conscious. Aaron, a pleasure, near, puts his hand out. When he did, he made a symbol of a smiling star on her chest and a symbol of a wolf on Aaron's hand. Colbert, again. Kirchi, what a familiar you got. Tabitha, I think it's a werewolf. Seeing the features. Ayako approaches the egg. What species do you think it is? Aaron, approaches the egg. I don't know. Touches it maybe. Crack. They heard that to see that the egg came out a squid. Aaron raises his hands. It wasn't me like that. Crack. Crack. They heard that to see that the egg had many cracks. Ayako, is it going? Tabitha, it's about to hatch. Montmorency, hey, I'm curious. They and the students too. But some were not interested until they saw a scaly arm come out, and then another until it broke, and they saw a reptile or lizard that walks about too but was the size of a human child about 11 or 10 years old. Girls, Kyakawai excited, near surprised. Lizard, Jie, first sees many people and then sees the Joestar. Aaron, hello? When the reptile saw him alone, he approached to hug him and made sounds as if he was happy. Near surprised. Colbert, very well, everyone can retire to their rooms. Although Joestar and Ayako will be given their rooms. Both high. Everyone started to leave, although Louise had a hard time because she was dragging Kenichi along. Colbert, those runes of that boy seem familiar to me and I feel that it is something important, but the new students got some marks instead of the runes. I think that this year will be interesting and for some reason a little bizarre. Bizarre reunion. In a room, Colbert can be seen looking through books about something related to this day in the invocation of relatives. Colbert, those runes, I feel like I've seen them before. Remembering the runes that appeared on Kenichi. I know I saw them, but the big mystery is theirs. Remember the seals that came out in Ayaka and Aaron when they made the pact with their relatives. Although in the case of the Joestar, who now has like 2 relatives. Colbert, what are you? Joestar and Kagari? Aaron's world. Thin. Those noises were heard as if something porcelain had fallen to see those present in shock, but more Irina, who covered her mouth not believing it. Irina, General, tell me it's not true, please tell me it's not true, thinking it was a lie. General, I'm sorry, Your Majesty, but unfortunately the prince and Miss Kagari ended up being absorbed into the portal where Pucci and Dio's daughter went. Kaneki, TCH, I can't believe Pucci created a machine to travel to another world and assemble Dio's legacy with masks and stands discs. General, we too, and the shocking news was knowing about Dio Brando's daughter. Irina, but my son is no longer here. What will become of Lilith now that her baby is about to be born? Lowering her head, maid. And Kagari's mother, since well she too, nervous. General, in fact we already have the best solution. Kaneki, and what is it? General, we have before us the machine. Well, what remains of it after it was turned off? Irina, I mean, General, it's better that your brothers and relatives know the truth, especially for Miss Asami. Irina, I'll tell him. Gets up. Kaneki, son, I hope you're okay. In the Zero world. In a room at the academy, Aaron can be seen lying on a bed, exhausted. Aaron, wow, what a day today, I'm tired. Looks at his new friends. He sees Nir looking at the straw with annoyance, and the reptile he didn't know what it was. He was just sitting there. Aaron sits down. Does the straw bother you? Near conscious. Aaron. I understand that he probably slept on straw where he was. Narrator. He just removed the straw to throw it outside and take out a capsule. Near, watching that with intrigue. Reptile. Grr, curiously. Aaron, watch this, presses the button. When he did it, a beep was heard that increased even more to leave him on the ground, and seconds later a small glow appeared and from it came out a huge bed like a dog's and taking up a lot of space. Near. She is surprised equals. Reptile, gah, surprised. Aaron, surprised, smiles. Near, starting to sniff and touch it and then getting on it. Feels how soft the pig is and sits next to the reptile. Aaron, they like it. Reptile, gra, animated. Near, conscious equals. Aaron, I'm glad for that, stroking Near's head. Near, starting to enjoy it. Aaron, now that you're here, sees the reptile. What name shall I give you? Reptile, looking at him. Aaron, looks at him in detail. From the look of you, I'll call you Godzi. When he said that, the reptile made sounds that he was happy to hug his now master. Near smiles, happy. Aaron, looks at her with concern. You said something. Near, yes. Aaron, I see that you didn't talk because you didn't have confidence. That makes sense. Everyone. They see that Ayaka has arrived, and with her partner they even get something for him. Aaron, Ayaka, it's good to have you here, leaves her suitcase. Near, why did you come, seriously? Ayaka, what, you don't know I'll sleep with him since he's my partner. Near, what? Aaron, well, it's true, Ayaka is my partner, and I have 2 others and one I want to see again. Thinking about Lilith. Ayako leaves a piece of furniture for her phoenix to stand on. Are you comfortable? Burn, gra. Aaron, burn? That's what you called it. Ayako, hi, as she approached the bed. Aaron gets up and walks away. The creatures didn't know why, but they saw that Ayaka had completely burned the bed so that she could take out another capsule, and from it, a king-size bed would emerge. Ayaka, perfect for us. Aaron, well, you're right about this, as he summoned a pocket dimension to take out 2 pillows for Near and Godzi's bed and even a blanket for both of them. Near covers herself and then puts on a comfortable face, hot, cheerfully. But they heard a noise from outside that caught both of their attention and led them outside. Students were outside. Aaron, what's going on? Student Zero's relative fled and left her. Aaron sees Ayako. Ayako, let's go. Burn on the witch's shoulder, gra. Near prepared. Aaron, let's go. The couple left, making the students see them. They were like that for a few minutes until they saw a figure standing. Ayako, there it is. Aaron, it's time. Here you were. They heard that to see that it was Louise and accompanied by Kirchi and Tabitha and also some students, but with the intention of making fun of them. Louise, you deserve some punishment for abandoning. Sees that Kenichi didn't respond. He was just looking outside. Hey, can you hear me? I received no other answer. I just listened. Kenichi falls to his knees. I'm not at home. Louise, Ayako. Now I understand why. Sees what she was looking at. Aaron sees that he was looking at the 2 moons. I understand you, friend. Kirchi, how much do they expect that Louise will be very upset? Kirchi, well, in the case of a commoner, I think a lot. Smiles and laughs a little mockingly. Louise approaches the redhead. Better go get up, I'm your mistress. Kenichi, since he gets up reluctantly but waits for answers. Ayako sees Aaron. Aaron, I understand, goes outside. Kirchi, hey, where? Ayako, look what he'll do. Tabitha, what are you going to do? Ayako, no response. Louise, now get off your ass and come to me. He is discouraged and will not obey you. They heard that to see the Joestar, but Kenichi just stared in surprise. Student, what is Joestar doing? Student, are you going to do something with that commoner? The comments were not long in coming. Louise, Joestar, don't mess with. Kenichi, Aaron, Joestar, serious. Louise, Aaron, they are Kenichi Uzumaki, serious. Louise, what? Surprised, as were the students. Kenichi, what a surprise to find you, Aajo. Aaron, same here for you, Kenichi. Everyone felt that the air was heavy and cold, which made them nervous or scared because they felt that something was going to happen. Ayaka grabs Louise to take her away. Louise, hey, because, Ayaka, let them do what they have to do. Louise, what? Kirchi, what do you mean? Ayaka, you'll see. Everyone saw that both of them were going to be scary, but Aaron, Kenichi animated. Kenichi, oh my god. All, hey, they see both of them approaching so they can do some kind of strange game of high five. Students fall on their backs anime style. Louise, what the hell were those 2 doing? Annoyed. Gerch, perhaps it's a commoner's game, even the Joestar plays along. Tabitha, watching that with a chibi face. Near, what are you doing? Not understanding. Ayako, their reunion, but their fun is coming. Student, and what fun do you have with a Kenichi? Ha ha ha, Aajo. hit him so hard that he flew to the side, all astonished. Louise, I hit a noble, terrified. Ayaka, you better shut up. Near. Growling and ready to attack. Ayaka, calm down, look, pointing to Eren as he gets up. Kenichi, haha. Eren, yeah. With his hammer he pushes himself to hit Kenichi, and the same result comes out. Everyone, surprised and terrified. Goichi, oh hey, maybe Joestar is. Ayako, that's how they are with other friends. Kirchi, stop maybe. Ayako, you get the idea. Kenichi, ha 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 ha. Eren, it seems you want more Kenichi. Kenichi, of course, stands up, bring on, excited. Eren, sure. Then they are seen throwing punches while causing small destruction in front of all the students who were scared, but Louise had something in mind. Louise, like that Joestar fights my dog without facing the consequences. A bizarre reunion fight later. Kenichi, it's been a while since I fought. While stretching his arms, but he was in the Joestar couple's room. Eren, well yes, but I'm glad to see you, friend. You don't know how lonely I was here, and with Ayako, hee. Kenichi, now that I think about it, sees the uniform. You're wearing that, tell me why you're wearing it. Ayako, today we just entered this academy called Tristan Academy, in the kingdom of Tristan. Kenichi, kingdom, so I'm not in my world. Eren, I know what you're going through, believe me. We went through that too when we arrived here a few days ago. Kenichi, you've been here for days, but when I spoke to you it was yesterday in my world. Both, what, surprise. Near, what are you talking about, sees Godzi, Gra, while making a gesture of not understanding. Eren, yesterday, but after that day it was the mission. Ayako, perhaps. Kenichi, what's up? Eren, maybe you're saying that we called each other yesterday before the mission, and or was taken by Ankle. Maybe the time of this world is different from ours since it should pass slowly in ours and maybe it advances a little more here. Ayako, maybe. Kenichi, I understand, but how did they get here? Eren, well, an explanation later. Kenichi, wow, I didn't think that bastard would bring them here after leaving. Eren, you have no idea, but over time we were able to adapt to this world. Ayako, although it is a nuisance to put up with nobles who think they are superior. Kenichi, great, and even more so with that girl who blushes when he remembers Louise kissing him. Eren, if you're referring to Louise Valerie, well, you'll have to put up with it now that you're her relative. Kenichi, how, not believing it. Ayako, from what we know, if you have those runes, it means you are the relative of a noble. Kenichi, perhaps this lowers his head. What did I do to deserve this? Eren, calm down, friend, everything will be resolved, but it's better if you leave because she'll surely explode if you make her wait. Kenichi sighs since, resigned to leave the room. Louise, you're finally coming out. Kenichi, hey, I was talking to Aajo and his girlfriend. Louise, you are not allowed to leave without my permission. Kenichi, I'm not a dog, annoyed. Louise, let's go. She drags him away. Kenichi, what did I do to deserve this if I want to return home? Annoyed and resigned to this. In Eren's room. Ayako, do you think Kenichi is okay now that he's Louise's familiar? Eren, well, we have to wish him luck since thanks to what Miss Karen and Cattleya told us about her, she is very proud because of what she had to go through after, you know. Ayako, hi. Near, sitting like a dog. Eren sees Near. Hey Near. Near, sees it. Eren, I know we just met today, but I hope we can help each other from now on. What do you say? Smiles. Near, I also wait, nervous. Eren, and you Godzi, Gra, roars animatedly. Eren, that's what I like to hear. But yawns, I think it's time to sleep. Ayako, you're right, sees the creatures. Now they should sleep comfortably now that they are with us. Near, conscious. After both put on their clothes to sleep, they see Eren's relatives sleeping peacefully in their bed. Eren smiles to hide both of them. Ayako, hey Eren, could you check, you know? Eren looks at his messages to open them, but nothing yet, takes it off and leaves it on the desk. Ayako hugs him. We'll find a way to get back. Don't worry, and maybe you'll finally see the birth of your son. Eren, that cheers me up a little, but looks at the window. We have to know where Pucci is, if he is here or in another world causing havoc only for the purpose of Dio's legacy and his ambition to go to heaven. Ayako, hi, but now we start our new path here. Eren, hi, you're right. Looks at the window. Wherever you are, I'll find you, Pucci. Osmond office. Osmond, did Joestar fight Miss Valerie's familiar? Colbert, that's what I saw due to the noise they were making. The truth is I was worried that it would bring problems because of that, but I was wrong because the young Joestar returned another blow, and it was noticeable that both were excited and happy to fight. Osmond, I mean maybe he knows Miss Valerie's relative. Colbert, I was thinking about that because of how they behaved even when they saw each other, recalling what he saw. Osmond, I feel like this year is going to be a bizarre and exciting adventure. Colbert, you think? Osmond, Yes, by the way, I got this and found it from some explorers, showing a briefcase. Colbert, what is that? Osmond, look, opens it and shows the stone mask. When Colbert saw him, he instinctively stepped back, breaking into a cold sweat, and his breathing was labored. Osmond, you also feel some fear when you see her, right? Colbert, why yeah, it's like. Osmond, out of reach. Colbert sees the mask. Because or what is it about him? In Aaron's world. Aizawa. Those screams of fury and at the same time of pain were heard in a room to see Irina hugging Lilith, who was crying with fury, and without believing. Irina, I'm sorry, my daughter, also crying, I'm sorry. Lilith, no, Ajo, screams with all her might. In the Zero world. Aaron suddenly drops, breathes heavily. He sees that he was in the room shirtless, and sees Ayako next to him who was covered up. Aaron sighs, looks at the window. I felt that Lilith was waiting for me and crying, don't worry Lilith, I'll come back and we'll be the family we hope to be. With Kensahai. In the room where he was staying while he was sleeping on a straw and shivering from the cold. Kenichi, because of all people I had to touch her because, crying comically and shaking. Elsewhere. In a dark room lit by a candle, two people are seen. But one is a woman and the other a man. Woman, you say that mask could be powerful. Yes, but if you feel insecure you should let someone put it on so you can see the result. Woman. I mean, a guinea pig, I like it, it would be interesting to see it when I get the scepter of destruction. But I warn you to use that mask at night. Woman, I don't think it's necessary since I'll have it, and use it whenever I want. Leaves. If he dies on the day it will be his fault. Opens a Bible. And more if Joestar is there in case they fail. Shows some discs. We will begin the reigns of the road to heaven. 2 fights against a womanizing noble and a weak one. On Earth. In Lilith's room she was still in her bed but she saw the photo of Aaron and her together. Lilith, because. Flashback. Aaron, what would I do if you ended up pregnant? Curious. Lilith, I was wondering what you would do if I ended up pregnant, and we were still searching for Dio's creed. Aaron, well, the truth is I would be terrified and happy. Lilith, because. Aaron, terrified those bastards would hurt you and the baby. Lilith, surprised, and the reason for being happy. Aaron, simple, he sees her smiling, because I will be a father, and the best of someone I love in my being and heart. Findel flashback. Lilith, sniff, starting to cry, where are you garlic? Very sad while touching her belly. In the world of Zero the next day, the beginning after the summoning and the incident of a son Uzumaki in the Joestar's room. The aforementioned is seen with his partner putting on the academy uniform. Aaron puts on his cap ready. Ayako puts on her witch hat. Aaron, and then they call me weird for wearing my hat. Ayako, a witch's realm. Aaron, anyway, looks at his family. I see you're ready for the day. Near. Is 8 ancient hours. Greyararg. Burn gra. Aaron, well, let's go to the cafeteria since we have to have breakfast there. They all agreed to go to the cafeteria, and when they entered they saw that it was a huge room with long tables and students sitting. Aaron, this looks like Harry Potter but without ghosts or tableaus. They sat in 2 empty seats, and saw that they were given a plate. Aaron, not bad at all although too exaggerated for me. Ayako, is this an expensive breakfast or lunch? Nier, sees that they only gave him bread just like Godzi, annoyed. Aaron, goes to Nier, takes the bread. He didn't know what he would do. But the students could see that he was doing something, even the pink-haired ones. Louise, what is that Joestar doing? Many wondered until he made half-meat pies and gave them to Nier and Godzi. Aaron, try them. Nier sniffs it to take a bite. His eyes shine as he starts eating it with gusto. Godai eats his, happy and eating. Aaron smiles. Ayako, taking out cookies and giving them to her phoenix, eat. Burn, eats the cookies and enjoyed it. Everyone watched as their families were fed while they ate. Are they weird for feeding them like that? Kenichi sees Aaron and feeding Nier, because this dwarf is not like him, angry while eating the bread. But what they didn't know is that a black-haired man saw the couple but with hostile intentions. This day I will prove that you are garbage Joestar, he thought, smiling maliciously. Address. Osmond looking at papers, this is actually interesting. Looking at Aaron and Ayako's report. Colbert, the truth is that I'm very intrigued by those two because of what they said in class. Osmond, High Joestar was able to make gold with those golden rays until he protected the teacher, and that girl created a barrier of fire that surpasses Ms. Zerbst. Colbert, there are even familiars that were summoned, but I didn't expect one of them to get 2 familiars at the same time. Osmond, apparently this year will be intense. I say I really think about that. But a woman was listening to them attentively. Longueville, Joestar, I feel like you'll be an obstacle. He leaves while his glasses only reflect. Later, in the courtyard of the academy you see everyone and their families. Aaron, Apparently they gave us this day off to spend time with our families, seeing the students spending time with their families. Ayako, high 8 with her familiar on her shoulder. Aaron, well do what? There you are. Come to Kirchi with Tabitha. Aaron, church, Tabitha. Tabitha, hello, greeting but without expression. Kirchi. Hey Joestar, what was that you did last night with that zero commoner? Aaron, it's a greeting and a way to encourage Kenichi. Kirchi, Kenichi? Ayako, that's her name. Tabitha, he said it yesterday, and he was right that is her name. Aaron, although I feel sorry for Kirchi, well look, pointing at the redhead who was suffering because of Lisa's orders. Ayako, seriously, Cattleya and Karen-sama asked us to help her. This will really be very complicated. Near, sees Tabitha's dragon. Irukaku seeing Near. Godzi, Gra waving happily. Irukaku, having a happy expression. Ayako, it seems Godzi gets along well with your dragon Tabitha. Tabitha, that seems so. Aaron, sits down, well, let's hope everything is a peaceful day. Ayako, yes, identical. Kirchi, they really do go together, sits with Tabitha. Ayako, can't a girlfriend be with her boyfriend? Kirchi, well, it's strange that a nobleman is with a commoner. Ayako, it doesn't matter, besides Aajo isn't interested in that nonsense about titles. Those nearby were shocked to hear that. Tabitha, you're not interested in that. Aaron, hi, since in my family we are good-hearted people and we help whoever it is, whether they are rich, poor or whatever, that is our lineage since my ancestor Jonathan Joestar, he said smiling proudly as he mentioned his ancestor. Kirchi, or would I say you're crazy? Aaron, many noble people tell me that. Maid, here you go, gives them some cups of tea and some cakes. Aaron, thank you. Ayako, drinks the tea. Platform. They heard that to see Goichi being slapped by Montmorency and a first-grade chestnut. Aaron, something tells me she figured it out. Ayako, I saw that chestnut yesterday before Kenichi's problem. Eats the cake. Aaron, I see. I challenge you to a plebeian duel. They heard that to see that Goichi challenged Kenichi to a duel, and he accepted. Aaron, it seems Kenichi will fight. Kirchi, well I'd like to see that. Ayako, to make fun of Kenichi, no, serious. Kirchi, come on, it's impossible for a commoner to beat a noble. Aaron, I wouldn't count on that, smiles. Ayako, let's see. While with Kenichi, Louise, I want you to resign and kneel down asking for forgiveness. Kenichi, you're joking, I won't do it. Louise, but no commoner can lead a noble. Kenichi, you forget what you saw yesterday, I can handle this. Goes to the place where the fight will be. Louise, that Joestar is corrupting my dog. If it goes wrong and makes my family look bad, I'll curse his family. On earth. Irina, looks at the window. Maid, what's up Irina-sama? Irina, I don't know why, but I feel like someone made a mistake. Maid, and serious. Irina, curse the Joestar family since the Joestars are very discreet and know how to play dirty. He said it thinking of his father and his nephew Jotaro and some of his nephews and children in the Zero universe. Louise, before following Kenichi, she feels a chill. I don't know why, but I feel like I regretted cursing someone. While hugging herself. Later, everyone was forming a circle around, while in the circle were Goichi with a rose as always, while Kenshi was also there. Goichi, wow, I thought you would run away like all the commoners. Kenichi, I'm sorry, but this commoner never runs away, much less from a battle. Seriously, while cracking his knuckles. Goichi, well, I want to see when you give up and kneel down. Kenichi, do you think I'm crazy about doing that? While Aaron and Ayako, along with their families, watched the fight. Near, watching attentively. Aaron, I see this is about to start. Ayako, although I see someone blaming you. Aaron, oh yeah, who? He sees that she's pointing at Louise, who didn't look happy. Seriously, did I just make an enemy now, or did I earn her hatred so quickly? How strange. Kenichi prepared himself while ignoring Louise's orders to surrender to see that Goichi summoned like a kind of Valkyrie. Aaron, can summon a Valkyrie, huh? Goichi, let's see if you're prepared against them. Kenichi, jump in a fighting pose. Goichi, what a strange pose, but it's normal for a commoner. Extends his arm with the rose to him. The Valkyrie launched itself. Everyone expected it to lose except the Joestar couple. But in less than a second the Valkyrie was destroyed or disarmed by a blow from Kenichi. Everyone, Aaron and Ayako, shocked. Near, Uhu, surprised. Ours, Gra. Aaron, he, in one fell swoop. Ayako, they are weak, with a poker face like I came. Louise, astonished. Kenichi, that's all, cracking his knuckles. Goichi, tch, it was luck, but innovates more Valkyries. Let's see what you do with this. Orders them to go against him. Kenichi, yes, let's dance. He charged at them and destroyed them as he advanced toward Goichi. Goichi, astonished and unable to utter a word. Louise, stupefied. How can he? but she starts to remember Eren and Kenichi's friendly fight and reunion. Does he have that kind of strength, or something? Unbelieving. Kirchi, hey, this is true, sees couple. Ayako, no wonder I train hard. Tabitha, I can see his body, noticing the redhead's arms and chest. Church, Eren, notes to Kirchi, I don't think he'll get it. I mean, he's clueless but not stupid to know her intentions, knowing what he wants. After destroying Valkyries, Kenichi was in front of the blonde who fell to the ground in fear. Kenichi, well, pretty boy. Good shay. I give up, and then faints from nerves and fear. Everyone was stunned except for two people at how, for them, a weak commoner defeated a nobleman. Louise, not believing it. Eren approaches Kenichi. Nobles, is he going to repress him for beating a noble? Thinking about that. Eren, you got bored, right? Kenichi, yes, but it was a bit of a workout for me. Eren, heh, if you say so. Buddy smiles. Nobles, he is congratulating him, and they talk like friends. Ayako, Jum, I see it was a disappointment for Kanehik. Nir, he is very strong. Ayako, hi, but he likes to fight and train. Nir, I see. Krish, Kenichi, with interest. Eren, what do you think if we eat the? Ha 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 ha, how pathetic, and even more so to see a noble being friends with a commoner. Most of all, there is no him. Tired. They both see a black-haired man with blue eyes that everyone knows and the pink-haired woman who was upset and annoyed. Louise, it had to be this one, annoyed and upset. Eren sees him. I mean, who are you? I'm surprised you don't know who I am. You could be looking at the powerful Saito von Hiraga. Smiles arrogantly. Most, we know. Tired, but others were with him. Ayako sees Kirchi. Who is this clown? Kirchi, Saito, or better known as the weakest noble. Ayako notices something. She is wearing a cloak that is obviously painted. Tabitha, I failed the year for forging and so much harassment from girls and Louise. Ayako, I see. Eren, not knowing anything. And what is it that you want or your problem? Saito, well, the problem is that you are friends with a commoner. Eren, and I'm not like the nobles of these days. Kensehai, that's true. Aajo is a nobleman with a noble heart. When they heard that, some began to laugh, but Ayako emanated a flaming aura that fell on everyone. Saito, and also that you're paired with a commoner who shouldn't have that kind of power. Although it's not bad, he lusts after Ayako. Ayako, you come closer and I'll burn you. Shadow with her familiar. Nir, grrrr growling. Godzi, graa, as if on guard. Eren, if you do anything to her you'll be in trouble with me. Seriously. Saito, well, first with you. He makes a movement with his wand and chains appear from under Eren and trap him. Arab, wait, because it feels like Stan's aura. Not understanding. Kensehai, cheater, annoying. Saito, it's not cheating since it's my strategy, guys. He said to see that some were his faithful lackeys. You can have fun with this traitor. Lackeys, hi. They approached with the intention of hitting them. Kenichi, I have to do it or else it'll go. Out of nowhere, two lackeys were sent flying by a blow to the face. All, hey. Saito, Eren, maybe it was. Lackey, damn, I don't know what you did, but this time I'm scared to death by another blow. Nobody knew but student, third arm. They heard that, so that they were eyes popping out or eyes wide, as on Eren's chest appeared something like a purple muscular arm with a glove. Ayako, could it be? Louise, I didn't know what to say to that. Kirchi, what is that? Terrified. Ayako, you'll see. Nir/Godzi, attentive to what will come out. Kenichi, Aajo, is it perhaps? Eren, there's only one way, sighs. They see that the arm disappeared. Saito, what the hell was that? Eren, Solo Dire Star Platinum. No, they saw that out of nowhere a being or man with purple skin appeared. He had incredible or monstrous muscles, long black hair, and 2 shoulder pads. Although many girls blushed at his muscles, he also wore a loincloth. Ayako, Star Platinum, finally woke him up. Saito, Nanny, astonished, how he also has that damn one. Eren, Star, help me. Star Platinum, Ancient, Ora. Aura. Breaking the chains with his fists, Saito Cage complained a little and scratched his arms. Eren waves his arms, head, glad to see you, but sees the lackeys. I see we have to put discipline. Adjust his cap. Done. Star Platinum. Star Platinum, now, said in affirmation. Louise, that Joestar has another familiar, and without using the summoning, who the hell is this cheat? Ayako notes to Louise, and this is Catleya's sister. She looks like a chibi Eleanor, with a chibi face and a drop. Saito, my lackeys to him. The lackeys rush towards the Eren, poses, if that's what they want, extends his finger but in a different pose to them. Star Platinum, throwing fast and hard punches. Everyone was watching in amazement, and some arrogant people were blank as they saw that each blow was swift and strong, and that the lackeys did nothing as they received everything. Star Platinum, ORA. Last hit. When he did it, he sent the lackeys flying, leaving them with large bruises and some loose teeth. Saito, nervous. No, it can't be this, I can't. Eren, and your last words are? I can't allow a rare traitor like you to defeat the great Saito Hiraga. Points at him with a pose to you. Saito, I can't allow a rare traitor like you to defeat the great Saito Hiraga. Desperately and with his wand extended. Wait, what? He didn't finish because out of nowhere Eren was already in front of him with his leg raised. All when surprised. Tabitha, how did he move so fast? Eren, as a white-haired girl and partner of a friend of mine says, know your place. He kicked him with Hammond to throw him a little far away, causing him to fall to the ground, out of combat. All surprised and stupefied. Near, Uvu, with stars in his eyes and wagging his tail. Hours, Gra 8 Animato. Tabitha, wow. But in the distance Colbert watched everything closely, and the teachers and employees of the academy were also surprised. Colbert, Joestar, you are full of mysteries. Eren, cracks his neck. How weak. Looks at his stand. Thanks, buddy. Star Platinum, nods to disappear. Kenichi, approaches. Good kick and demonstration. Eren, thanks, and the truth is I would wait a long time, but he is very sees something in Saito. He approaches Saito because he noticed something, and when he moves it he is astonished because it was seen that on his forehead he had a disc coming out of his forehead. Eren, it can't be. Takes it off and sees that it had the image of the chains and the name, Chain Shearing. Kenichi, hey, what's up? Notices the disc. That's it. Eren, hey, stands up. A stand CD sees the CD. So he found you, Pucci. Looking at the CD seriously. But at the academy it was clear that someone saw it. A student with 3 relatives at the same time at your age. This is interesting. A white-haired woman said along with other people. A red-haired woman with a chain necklace. A tall orange-haired woman with a sword. A black-haired man wearing glasses and a brown-haired or orange-haired girl with a cap almost similar to Eren's. Let's see if you can help us. Joestar smiles. Scandal and another user. Valerie Mansion. Karen can be seen looking at some letters sent by Eren. Karen, apparently my daughter summoned a friend of hers. Although I'm surprised she did it, although of course I don't take it well. If I remember correctly, her friends are stronger in her world. Remembering how Eren told about his friends from his world and how strong they are, especially Kenichi. Karen, I have a feeling that boy, even though he doesn't know it, I feel like he's the right one and that he'll change my daughter. Looks at the window. I hope Eren can help too, even if that means they're against or enemies of the nobles. That's what Eren and Kensahai imagined seriously while they were in front of figures of nobles and with the intention of attacking them. Tristan Academy. In Eren and Ayako's room, the black-haired man is seen seriously looking at the disc he took after his battle against Saito upon discovering that it is a stand disc. Eren, Pucci, serious and thinking about his father. Grog. Eren sees Godzi approaching. Don't worry. Nothing's wrong, stroking his head. But he sees Ayako arriving, drying her hair with a towel, and with her near, gets on all fours and starts shaking and fluffing his hair, legs and tail. Eren, something happened in the bathroom because they heard screams. Ayako, I think Nir hasn't bathed for a long time and it was complicated for me. Nir lies down on the bed but notices the record. That thing is from Eren. Yes, it was Sato's power. Serious, a stand. Ayako, are you thinking? Eren, well, yes, I was thinking about something, but Kensahai would also have to know since that could also involve Pucci's affairs and Dio's creed. Ayako, yes. Son Gra. Eren, we better find Kensahai. They left but leaving the relatives to rest, but they noticed Louise somewhat upset and looking. Eren, you lost something. Louise. That's none of your business. Eren, whatever. Ayako, let's find Kensahai. Eren. Yes, walks. Louise. Hey, why are you looking for my dog? Both. Does he see it as a pet? Eren, for something important, and we are looking for it. Louise. This time I'll help them since he didn't come back when I asked him to wash my clothes. Ayako, in addition to being a dog, he treats him like a servant. And without denying it, they went to look for Kenichi. Eren, starting to search with the smell. How strange. Ayako, what's up? Eren, Kenichi's trail is on someone and he smells burnt. Louise, hey, how do you know that? Eren, it doesn't matter, I can know where it is. He began to follow Kensahai's trail and led him to a room. Ayako, what are you doing in this room? Eren puts his ear to the door, stops opening his eyes. Oh man. Louise, now that. Eren, well, see it. He kicked the door so that both girls were surprised and saw the Uzumaki in bed and on top of Kirchi with purple lingerie. Eren, wow, Kensahai, you're not wasting your time, mockingly. Kenichi, hey, it's not what. He didn't finish as he saw Louise emanating a dark, red aura while she had something with her to whip him. Kirchi, are you jealous of what I do to my love? Louise, as you say, angry. Aaron, well, you guys will have to talk later, takes the redhead. We have something to talk about, takes him. When they were about to leave, he saw a boy. Kenichi, another friend, annoyed. Ayako, Jum, let's see what he wants. Man, you bastard, no, not you, more like that bitch. Kirchi, who calls me a bitch, goes out annoyed and sees the man. Oh, it's you. Louise, well, at least he says something true. Church, shut up. Zero, annoyed. Man, you know I wanted to impress a new magic that I have. But in Aaron's view, he sees that a part of him emanates an aura that he knows. Aaron, it's another one, surprised. Man, well, since you're all here, take. Out of nowhere a flame shot out at them, but Ayako acted quickly to create a barrier of fire. Ayako stops making the barrier of. Kirchi, what the hell was that? They see that the man had an aura of fire or something from it to show a being of fire but covered with rocks in some parts. Louise, what kind of relative? Aaron, stand. Kenichi, wait, that's a man. Let's see what they do with my special relative who has his own name. Louise, what do you mean by proper name? Man, this family member had many special tamers and is called Blazing Fire. Aaron, serious. Man, well, what if it didn't end because he flew out of the academy, and luckily he's still alive after falling. Louise, hey, what the hell did you do? Aaron, well, starting a serious battle. Go to Ayako. Better make sure no student gets close to the fight. Ayako, okay. Aaron jumps to touch the ground. Kirchi, what the hell is going on? Kenichi, a serious fight. Get serious to watch from the window. Louise, what do you mean? Ayako, observe. Outside. Man, KH sees Aaron. That's true, you have one of those. Aaron, unlike yours, it is by birth and inherited from my family. But in your case, I give you a father with white hair and a striking tunic. Man, I see you know him. Aaron, I knew it was Poochie's doing. Serious. Man, but since you're here, I want to try it with you. Smiles as I summon his stand. Aaron, go ahead. Summons Star Platinum. Man, Blazing Fire, orders his stand. The stand launched itself to fire attacks and rock covers. Aaron, Star Platinum. Star Platinum. ORA. Aura. Starting to hit the balls, but when he destroys them, they generate explosions that affect him a little. Aaron suffers a little from the explosion. TCH. Man, ho, I see that I hurt you too. Aaron, if you touch or break them, they generate explosions. Louise, seeing that, hey, did it affect him too? Not believing it. Kirchi, that seems like a strange familiar that. Ayako, Star Platinum is more than that, it's a spiritual ally, so you understand. She sees them seriously. Church, what do I eat? Kenichi, so he's connected to the spirit. Louise, do you know about this? Kenichi, I know the being he uses, but it's not time. Seriously, in the fight. Man, did you like the demonstration of my blazing fire? Aaron, well, I never thought that an attack like that would happen, that they explode on contact. Man, of course I have used this power for the same purposes. Smiles, but that's not all it can do. He didn't know what he was referring to, but he felt a tremor to see that the pieces of rocks that were on the ground began to explode one by one. Aaron also detonates them like mines. He started running while avoiding the explosions that were close by. Ayako, detonating stones, that's new. Kenichi, what's wrong with the master? Ayako sees that the relatives arrived. Guys. Godzi sees the fight through the window. Grarg, upset. Nier sees it. Grrr, about to jump. Ayako, we can't interfere with the fight. Nier, but. Ayako, I'm sorry, but they can't hurt us. Stand. Kirchi, what do you say if? Kenichi, you're right. Normal attacks don't even hurt them, even the strongest ones. Louise, and how do you know about that? Kenichi, I've seen a lot of idiots trying to damage a stand. Louise, stand? Confused. Burn, gra. They saw the students coming out to see what was happening, but they see what's happening. Student 1, that's not Joestar. Student 1, what's going on? Noble 1, look, he's helping with that. Mockingly. They see that he kept running, but the rocks were detonating faster, and at one point he would suffer one of the explosions. Aaron, this step will suffer for a while. Wait, I've already got an idea. He turns around to go back. Student 2, he's coming back. Noble 2, he'll surely give up. Mockingly. Kensihai, serious. Ayako, what are you planning? Aajo, man, are you going to give up? Mockingly. Aaron, not just this now. Star Platinum, ORA. He threw a rock towards Blazing Fire, but when it made contact it exploded and damaged her. Man, KGH, groans and grabs his chest, like he realized something. Wait, maybe. Aaron, you realized, right? Smiles, and this. Star Platinum threw many rocks that exploded when they were close, damaging the stand, and its user suffered burns. Student 2, hey, what's wrong? Student 3. If your family member is suffering harm, and why does it seem that he or she is suffering too? Everyone was murmuring that. Ayako. I see what he's doing. Church. And what is it? Ayako. He's taking rocks from that stand that haven't detonated yet and throwing them at him so that they suffer damage from it more or less. Louise. I mean he's Kensehai. Fighting fire with fire. Nier, oh surprised. Man damn it, spits out some blood, damn it. It didn't end when Star Platinum grabbed the chest of his stand and began hitting him in the chest, causing him a little pain. Man damn you Joes. Overdrive. When he heard that he received a blow from a hammer fist in the face. Aaron. And it's not over yet now. Star Platinum. ORA. He hit Stand in the face, but in reality he hit him with one of the rocks that finally exploded, severely damaging him, and the man fell to the ground, out of combat, and with burns and noticeable wounds. Aaron breathes heavily. Everyone surprised. Nobles astonished. Aaron Days stands up while adjusting his cap. I must say that was hard and explosive. Notices a disc coming out, and I'm taking this, takes it. But what he didn't know was that he was being watched by the teachers and the principal. But a certain green-haired girl was trembling with fear after seeing that fight. Longueville. He possesses an extremely powerful being. Must it be what his father told me about him? He is a great threat, since he possibly surpasses the nobles of the kingdom. I have to hurry, or it will be too late for me to start my move, seriously, and leaves. But besides the students, an orange-haired girl saw that and left. Later, after that fight, they took the man to be treated, and in Aaron's room was the aforementioned and his partner, but in addition to his relatives was Kensehai, and with him Lise. But since she was there, they began to tell that his partner and Kenichi are from another world. That at first she did not believe it, but he showed her his cell phone and showing modern things, although of course luckily he did not tell her that he and Ayako fell in his home a few days before entering the academy, and the arrival of Kenichi. Louise processing. Ayako. It seems it will take time. Aaron. That's what happens when you show modern things in an ancient time. Kenichi. By the way, what did you do after your fight? Aaron. Actually, that's what I was going to talk to you about, and it's about this. Takes out the stand CDs of his fights that he had that day and recently. Louise. What are those? Curious. Ayako. I am stand records. Louise. Stand. Aaron. Summons his stand. This is a stand. A being that manifests itself through the vital energy of a human. Louise. I mean anyone could have it. Aaron. Not everyone can use stand, but there are ways that one can have a stand, but one of these is very painful, and this shows the disc. Kenichi. So it's possible that. Aaron. And from what you said about when you arrived yesterday, I don't know when he arrived before us. Louise. The confused. Ayako. A guy we were going to catch, but he came here and this is something of his, pointing at the discs. Aaron. He is also a stand user, but very dangerous. Fascinating. They heard that to see that Osmond and Colbert were at the entrance, and he tried to hide them. Osmond. Don't bother, kid, we already know. Aaron. How much? Nervous. Colbert. That your partner and Miss Valerie's relative are not from this world, and when he began to talk about those beings called stands, he approaches to see the discs. Allow me. Aaron. Go ahead. Colbert. Takes it. What a curious object. Moves it but sees blazing fire's face as it was reflected in the light. But it's incredible. Osmond. Tell me, kid, those stands are stronger. Aaron. There are stands that have category, and some that you see as useless or weak are stronger. Ayako. A saying, don't judge a book by its cover. Osmond. Smoking his pipe. But you say the one who seeks has a stand too. Aaron. Yes, his name is White Snake and his power is that, pointing to the disc. Louise. I don't understand. Aaron. He has the ability to permanently remove stands from users to someone's memories. Osmond. That sounds serious. Aaron. Well, yes, because there are users who think about themselves and that makes them dangerous to the point of stealing your soul. When he said that, he was reminded of one of Jotaro and his grandfather's stands practice classes, which told of the stands from their crusade in Egypt. Louise. Stop your soul seriously. Aaron. Yes, and they put them in objects for their collection. Colbert. Puts the record back in its place. The truth is disturbing and fascinating to know. Kenichi. But it is worrying, since who knows if a noble has a stand and who knows what it looks like or uses it. Aaron. Yes, but don't worry. I already know how to have a fight with one. Osmond. And it would be Ayako. Well, I told Louise and Kirchi that no human can harm a stand, but as you saw, the only way is for another stand to harm it. Louise. So fire against fire. Aaron. Yes. Louise. But because when you stand and that guy were hurt, it seemed like you were hurting. Ayako. The stands are intertwined with the user, so if they suffer injuries, the user will also suffer the same. The three surprised. Osmond. Stroking his beard, and if possible. Aaron, I know what you're thinking, he'll die from that too. But if you don't take the disc away from him, the stand will also die with him. Colbert, taking out a notebook and writing it down. I see, well, that would be all, kid, and don't worry about today. Osmond, we would like you to tell us more about that, and it goes to young Uzumaki. Kenichi, to me. Colbert, it's about your runes, pointing to Kenichi soon as Kenichi sees that. I had forgotten about that. Do you know what it means? Colbert, I would like to investigate with that, and also that you accompany me, Joestar, when you have free time. Aaron, sure. Osmond, well, we're leaves with Colbert. What do you think, Colbert? Colbert, the truth is, this is exciting, having 3 beings from another world more advanced than ours. Although of course one possesses a power that surpasses all of them. Osmond, that's true. But become serious. Now we have to be alert now that we know about the stands. Colbert, so it's possible that a noble has that to use for his own benefit. Osmond, that could be it. But also because of what happened today, it's possible that the students also have that. If 2 of them had that, who knows how many there are here. Colbert, I understand perfectly. Back to the room. Louise, well, it's time to go back, let's go, sees Kenichi. Kenichi, okay, sees Aaron, do you think it's better to train one of these days? Aaron, I just woke up my stand again and that wouldn't hurt. Kenichi, good. They both gave each other a fist bump and a handshake, and the redhead left with his mistress. Ayako, what a night, don't you think? Aaron, yes. Near, master, I will become stronger to protect him. Determined. Godzilla. Grarg, supporting. Aaron smiles. Thank you for your concern. Stroking both of their heads. This will all be complicated, and soon I'll find you, Poochie. Seriously. In another room, you can see a white-haired woman sitting, and with her a red-haired or orange-haired woman, while she had a crystal sphere where Aaron's battle was and how he won. Seriously, it happened today. Orange hair. How Kaicho Joestar defeated that second-year student, and with him his third familiar. Interesting, I wish he was in our group. Orange-haired, are you sure, Kaicho? Hey, imagine with that power with us. Orange hair. If you believe what is right, I will do it. Seize the glass. Well, let's see what you say, Aaron Joestar. Elsewhere. Speak. Man. My Excellency, we lost Chains Sharings and Blazing Blaze, and it was the heretic who told us. I see you may leave. Men, yes, Excellency. Retires. I know you're here, Sinia. Sinia. Now the damned one is here, Father Poochie. Poochie. Sinia, patience, apparently he is in this world and defeated 2 users who are useless when they had his power, while drinking wine. But surely he is not fully recovered when you sucked his blood. Sinia. And next time I'll do it in the heart, and Jonathan's successor will pay for killing my father, those damn monsters. Poochie. That's right. But first let's enjoy what this kingdom offers us. Smiles. For example, the fall of a kingdom by the rebels against the nobles. Smiles while emanating a white aura of stand. I'll see you soon, Joestar. Shopping spree, and the student council appears. In a room or living room, you see a white-haired woman watching some figures standing. Okay, everyone, you know what we're going to do today. 1. Yes, do you want us to bring it here? Said a boy with a chain necklace. 2. But it would be a good idea, I say, said an orange-haired girl. That boy is different. But you saw his power, and he was also able to defeat the most unbearable person in Sato's academy. 3. He's right about the harassment and beatings he received in past years, said a blonde girl in an almost military uniform. 4. But he was able to summon 2 familiars and has a 3rd familiar, said a black-haired boy while adjusting his glasses. Also, it is possible that with it we can put order to everyone, if you know what I'm talking about, right? All yes. Well, tomorrow look for him and call him here. 1. But if he's with that girl who's his girlfriend, well, yes, it is. Curious. And the truth is, I'm also curious, but it doesn't matter, just call him and his family. 1. Good. Everyone left, leaving the white-haired girl alone. Well, he looks at the window. Let's hope you accept, Aaron Joestar. Aaron narrates. After what happened with that day off, and the fights I had with 2 stand users, and that I finally woke up my stand, the days passed normally. Many learning classes with magic, although also adding a little of Louise's failures to make her stand out, but it is our job to watch her at Karen-san's request. But I was also training my stand now, and only the Kagun needs to awaken. Although the wound that Sinia left me before entering the portal healed, but I am still not completely healthy, I still feel wear and tear on me. But I have also been training with Kenichi these days. But I have discovered that Louise is easily provoked. It does not surprise me that some nobles are like that, and these are the ones who provoke. If they do not want her to explode, better not provoke her, but also that she is jealous, possessive, and very tsundere when Kensihai is talking to Kirchi and a maid that introduced us. Anyway, sometimes I go with Professor Colbert and sometimes Kenichi so that he can study his slot, and in my case, to tell him in detail my power and stand, although I have not told him about my ghoul side since I do not know how everyone would react that I come from a race of cannibals. The truth is it is better not to say anything. But I also train near in combat, and to my surprise GodzIll joined since. Once I saw her shooting blue spores from her voice and convinced that she will be powerful if she trains, and sometimes Burn accompanies them, but lately in my training I feel strange since I feel that someone controls me, but anyway these days have passed normally, but trying to find clues about Poochie and the creeds since there were 2 stand users. Who knows how many there are here. Currently Saturday. After a few days of school, the weekend has arrived in that world, but we focus on Aaron with his partner and family. Ayako. It's good that the weekend is here. Aaron. Sure, although here they call it Nothing Day. Near, don't they have that? Curious and looking at her master. Aaron, we call them weekend. Near, I see, and what will we do? Aaron, let's go for a walk. They were heading towards the entrance of the academy. Oh, good morning Joestar-san and Kagari-san and family. Aaron, sees a black-haired maid. Good morning Siesta. Ayako, good morning. Near, hello, a bit monotonous. GodzIll. Grarar raises his paw. Burn, Gra raises pen. Siesta, are you going somewhere? Aaron, let's go for a walk to Tristan City, which is a bit far from the academy. Siesta, but it would be good if they had a horse. Ayako, yes, horses. Siesta, anyway, I have work to do. Aaron, if preparing Kenichi's food, he said mockingly, making Siesta turn red and run away. Ayako, it's fun to see that. Aaron, anyway, opens the communicator and looks at the map. Well, it's not that far, so I know how we'll get there. Takes out a sphere. Near, looking curious like Godzi. He pressed the sphere, but a touch screen appeared, and then one of the sides appeared like a card. Ayako, we'll use one of the flying ones. Aaron, you're joking, we'll attract attention, especially by attracting flying beasts, so we'll use this, the spear. The family didn't know what he was doing, but when the card touched a shine, an all-terrain jeep came out. Near, oh surprised. Ours, Grog. Aaron, I know, takes Godzi and puts her in the trunk. Near, approaches the vehicle but sniffs it. Ayako, takes it and puts it in the trunk. Better stay here and you two Burn, sees his familiar who got in with them. Aaron, all set. Ayako, hi, gets into the co-pilot's seat. Aaron gets into the pilot's seat to start the engine, which scared Near and his family a little, and then he moves forward. In Osmond's office. Osmond, smoking a pipe, and well, Professor Colbert, what do you think of the young Joestar and Uzumaki? Colbert, well, with young Uzumaki I continue investigating what his mark means and I am close, and young Joestar, well, I am fascinated by how he tells me about the stands and their types, remembering the stands talk. Osmond, as they sound, do you think many nobles have those stands like young Joestar said, seriously? Colbert, it's a possibility, but I don't want to imagine what they might use them for. Osmond, well, if they have them, who knows if this could cause rebellions, tyrannies, or possible wars. Colbert, or worse, and if Albion has it too. Osmond, well, we'll be lost if they have them. Aaron's world. A few days have passed compared to the time of the magical universe, and they were working on repairing the machine, but at the moment Kaneki is seen chatting with a man with spiky hair and a scar on his cheek. Kaneki, so a meeting with the UN about the constant attacks on the embassy by the United States and Aunt Clay. And the truth is that this is an opportunity, Bardock. Bardock, well, let's go and expose the crimes of that old shit for breaking into or in attacking innocent places. Kaneki, well, I was thinking that we should have a meeting on this topic with the support of Speedwagon, but they already got ahead of themselves. Bardock, well, it's time to put an end to this before it causes future wars and deaths. Kaneki, I agree with that, Bardock. Bardock, by the way, how is your family since? Kaneki, well, they do what they can to be strong, but they still don't believe that Dio's creed decided to create a machine that is a portal. Seriously. Bardock, well, for me they're still looking for clues about Kenichi's disappearance, since they said that a sphere took him away and nothing. Kaneki, if it's possible, if the machine ends, maybe we'll find Aajo and Kenichi. Bardock, I hope so, my friend, I hope so. Kaneki, let's hope to bring him your baby will arrive soon. Bardock, understanding the message. I understand no woman or father likes to see that the father never saw the birth or is in his birth in the magical world. On the way, Aaron is seen driving the jeep with his partner, while the family members manage to calm down, and Near was enjoying the wind and instinctively stuck out his tongue to feel more. Ayako sees that in the mirror. It seems like she's acting like a dog. Aaron, I didn't think she would act like that. I mean, she's a wolf girl. Ayako, well, we discovered new things. Aaron, yes, looks at the map. We are already close to our destination. Ayako, and I can see it. They looked ahead and saw what looked like a city or town, meaning it was the city of Tristan. Aaron, Wow, this is splendid. After traveling almost close to the city, Aaron stopped so everyone could get out and store the jeep in the sphere. Near, because you keep it curious, Aaron, so as not to draw attention with the vehicle as it would cause trouble. Near, sure, understanding a little. They began to advance, and now they saw the streets while they saw with amazement how it was, although of course they were the center of attention because of the relatives who accompanied them. Aaron, it's incredible that a place like this exists. Ayako, well, it's peaceful here, seeing the inhabitants walking, but I feel some corruption in some parts. Aaron, yes, I smell it. Well, takes out a bag full of coins. Well, we can buy something. Ayako, but what can we buy with the money Karen-san gave us? Aaron, thinking to see Near, what do you think of weapons? All, hey, later. The presents were in an armory. Owner, looks at Near in detail. Aaron, and do you think he can give us a weapon for my relative? Owner, honestly, kid, I've never in my entire life heard that a noble would ask me to sell him a weapon because it's of low fame like I've heard, and more that he would ask me to give it to his family member. He sees it. Aaron, well, I trust she has magical reserves and sharp claws, but I'd like her to have some weapons in case she can't cut with her claws. Owner, I understand you care about her. Aaron, sure, maybe many see them as helpers or slaves, but Near and GoulZ are living beings, stroking both of their heads. Both make sounds of enjoyment. Owner, wow, that guy is different, I like him. Smiles, you know I have something for her. Everyone, they see it. Near, Ladia, 20 seconds later. Near, oh, watching with stars in his eyes, some claws like gloves. Owner, what do you think? Aaron, looks at a scan of the weapons, that's got some good stuff. Owner, well, I had an idea for those who like to hunt with their hands, perfect for hunting large animals like bears, and the metal is a good, hard, and resistant metal that was found in a mine. Ayako, you like Near. Near, hi, smiling. Owner, that's good, little one. Sees Aaron, hey kid, wouldn't you like to have a gun? Aaron, surprised, really? Owner, sure, also since you're the first customer I've had in a long time, choose whatever you want. Ayako, you better accept it. Aajo is asking nicely. Near, it is accepted. Ours, Grog. Aaron sighs in defeat since he began to look at the weapons, but he focused a lot on the swords and shields. Aaron, there are many varieties of weapons. The truth is that many are interesting. He sees a sword and it has a blue gem. Owner realizes, I see that you are interested in that weapon, right? Aaron, yes, takes it and moves it. It's not bad, but the gem it has is. Owner, it is an elemental magic gem. Aaron, elemental gem, curious. Owner, you see, boy, there are magical minerals that have powers or magic elements that give a lot of power, especially in common weapons, in swords, bows, spears, even in shields, since they use a very special gem. Aaron, I see, if that exists, maybe I can find something that gives energy to my communicator and call others. It's time for a deja so. They heard that to see that GoulZ was playing with a kind of rather large club. Aaron, GoulZ, leave that. He takes it but sees that the tip had a lion's head engraved on it. Owner, I see your second relative is interested in that club. Smiles. Aaron, Ayako, what is that doing? Owner, well, you see, I had an acquaintance who survived the Great War of Tristan and the Kingdoms. All, hey. Aaron, a war. Owner, you see, years ago Tristan entered many wars in the Kingdom of Albion. Those who participated in them were many clans of nobles, but those who fought a lot were the greatest sorcerers, but there were falls in them. Ayako, Vawa. Aaron, if I remember correctly, Karen-san and her husband were involved in those wars, but she was more feared because of her youth, or so the maid said, and more so because she is the one in charge of the relationship. Owner, but a miracle happened. Near, miracle, curious. Owner, they found a young man with black hair and silver eyes who carried a very powerful and special club, which no one knew where it came from. He helped them in the battle until they won the war. Aaron, wow, that's good. They surely rewarded him, right? Owner, but it's a shame it wasn't like that. Ayako, because, curious. Owner, they say that he disappeared out of nowhere, and no one knows where he went without being able to celebrate the victory. Narrator, that surprised everyone to know that story. Owner, but my friend asked me to make that club in memory of him with parts of beasts that he hunted. Aaron, sees the club, determined. Owner, what? Aaron, besides Near's claws, I'm taking the club. Owner, surprised but smiles. I like your enthusiasm, boy. Aaron, thanks. By the way, what do they call that boy who helped in the war? Owner, those who survived call him the hero of Tristan, but the army called him the star hero. Aaron, what a name. Then they paid for the weapons. Aaron, thank you very much for your service. Owner, rather thank you for choosing this old blacksmith. And Owner smiles. Ayako, You're welcome, sir. Owner, call me Erhead Young Witch. Aaron, okay, see you Erhead, leaves with the others. Erhead. He's a very nice guy, but he looks like the guy my friend told me about. This will be interesting, hee hee. Time skip. At the academy, Kensei and Louise can be seen walking to the entrance of the academy. Kensei, wow, that ended well. Louise, well, I hope you're happy now that you have a weapon even if it's rusty and ugly, pointing to a rusty blade on Kenichi's sword. Kenichi, and just because the other one, which for me was a trinket, cost more and didn't have much. But before they could advance, a large rectangular portal opened out of nowhere. Louise, hey, what's that? Kenichi, wait, that's a. But they see Aaron coming out, along with the Yako and the family, and some bags, although Nair seemed a little dizzy. Aaron, he, nothing better than that. Ayako, yes. Nair, tries not to vomit. Louise, Joestar. Aaron, sees that Louise and Kensei were there. Hey guys, I didn't see you this morning. Kenichi, just out for a walk, and Louise also wanted to buy me a weapon, showing the sword. Ayako, you bought him a sword just because it was cheap, goes to Louise. Louise, doesn't see her but sees Nair's claws, and that. Aaron, well, we went to Tristan City and he wanted to buy some weapons for Nair, and he gave us those claw gloves. Nair, and I like it, showing the glitter gloves. Kensei notices the club, and that club. Aaron, well, shows it, it's my gun now, smiles. Louise, how huge, hey, what was that portal? An explanation later. Louise, portal cards, looking at one of them. Aaron, in my home I created some special cards that when you throw them a portal opens, but I have to think about places I've been. Kenichi, now that I realize, why don't you use it to bring us back? Aaron, sighs, I've tried more than once but I think it can't reach our world because of how far away it is. Serious. Kenichi, curse, frustrated. Excuse me, young Joestar. Everyone sees Colbert. Aaron, what's up, Professor Colbert? Curious. Colbert, well, they asked me to go to the student council, somewhat nervous. Louise, stupefied. Aaron, they asked me, seriously. Colbert, hi, only to you. Aaron, takes the club and gives it to Kenichi. Better take care of it while I'm gone. Kensei, count on that. Aaron sees Colbert, can you guide me? Colbert, yes. Both of them left the presence. Ayako sees Louise, who was trembling. Hey, do you know what's going on? Louise, that was called before the student council, nervous. Kenichi, and who are those? Louise, they are the strongest magicians in the academy, and they give order to everything, very nervous. Kenichi, but why would they offer to see Aajo? Not understanding. With Aaron, he and the teacher were walking for almost half an hour until they reached a double door. Osmond, we're here, and boy sees him. I wish you luck. Aaron, Osmond, because you will need her and the spirits to accompany you. He leaves. Aaron, from what he said, it seems that the council makes him nervous. I hope they are not those corrupt members that I have seen in anime since. Knocks on the door. Come in. A voice was heard inside. Aaron sighs. He entered the room and saw that it was very large and looked like a work office. Aaron, not bad, but I know they are hidden. They don't need to make a drama out of it. Especially you, looking at the desk. Now you discovered me well since. The chair turned to see a white-haired girl with blue eyes, but she had a smile that gave the Joestar a bad feeling. Greetings, I introduced myself. I am Elena Kimberlite, the president of the council. Aaron, a pleasure, and the others that are hidden. Wow. It seems like he discovered us. Well, let's go. He sees that 4 people came out, 2 girls and 2 boys, although one of them was strange since he has a dog collar. Hello, little star. Alan is here. He introduces himself smiling. Aaron, because he has a dog collar. Jessica Shores, something would be. Aaron, I feel like she doesn't like my presence, or she was strictly raised. It's a pleasure to have you, Joestar. I'm Shinoji Ryuga. He introduced himself politely. Aaron, he is polite. KG, the last one, whatever. Chris Western, remember, and former member of Dragon Riders. Aaron, did he say Dragon Riders? Surprised. Elena, well, since we're all here, you're probably wondering why Professor Colbert called you. Aaron, hey, Alan. But we know that you like the professor too. I mean, he's cool, smiles. Aaron, well, yes, and it's a shame that there are no teachers like him in my world and only a few. Elena, well, here's the main thing. Aaron, Sirius 9. Elena, Aaron, Joestar, would you like to be part of the student council? Smiles. The council's proposal. Aaron, yeah? The student council president's proposal left him speechless. Aaron, you want me to join the council? Points at himself in surprise. Elena, yes. Aaron, but can I know why if there are many potential students here? Chris, you wish those losers would use us, with annoyance. Alan, same. Jessica, they are a waste of nobles, seriously. Shinoji, not to mention their lack of class, adjusting his glasses. Aaron, at least they're honest despite being noble. Elena, Let's just say you caught our attention when you arrived with your partner, Aaron. Elena, above all, in the ritual you were able to summon 2 familiars, something impossible. Aaron, well, Nir was taking care of Godzi when he was an egg, so I don't think it means he summoned 2. I mean, let's call it a coincidence. Shinoji, that would be logical, thoughtful. Jessica, yes. Alan, what does it matter now you have 2 relatives but with 3? How unfair. Aaron, 3, confused. Elena, talk about the being you defeated. Saito. Aaron, you're talking about Star Plantanum, he said as the aforementioned appears. Everyone impressed. Shinoji, fascinating. It's even more incredible to see it in person. Excited and adjusting his glasses. Alan, and seeing him is very manly. Jessica, but how is that possible? Aaron, to be honest, it's not a familiar, it's part of my power, he said, unsummoning Star Platinum. Chris, what is it if it's not familiar? Curious but annoyed. Aaron, let's say it's a spiritual being that is linked by my vital energy that manifested and took physical form, he said, emanating a little of his Hadu and Hammon. Elena, oh, interesting, smiles and notes. Aaron, well, the point is because they offered me to join the student council. Elena, simple. When you entered the academy you showed your power and brought a little order to the academy that interests me a lot, and your power. Aaron raises eyebrows. Elena, if you accept, you will be able to give more order with your power and also a recommendation. Aaron, what a recommendation? Elena, I could give you a recommendation of the guilds of the kingdom. Aaron, there are guilds here, with interest. Alan, hey, we are adventurers. They pull out ID-type cards that impress the Joestar. Aaron, if I join a guild at least I'll have financial stability, and only receive money from Karen-san. Elena, I see that you are interested in me. Aaron, I really do. Elena, so what do you say? Do you accept? Smiles. Aaron, if I accept, can I include my partner? Jessica, I actually have doubts. Are you really dating a commoner? With doubts? Aaron, well, I'm not interested in those things. Whether they are noble or commoners, I don't see them that way since I see them equally. That left everyone impressed. Shinoji, that's an interesting way of looking at you, adjusting his glasses. Alan, I like him, and you know Chris and I are commoners and we were drafted. Aaron, oh yeah, surprised. Elena, hi. I recruited them for their incredible demonstrations and you have done it, so your question, can you also include your partner in your routines, since I was impressed by their control of fire, and that they summoned a phoenix, the familiar that not even the Zerbst family has ever summoned. Aaron, no, impressed. Jessica, the phoenix are the creatures that many fire wizards have wanted to tame and coveted, since there are legends that their tears serve to heal. Aaron, like phoenix tears, thoughtful. Elena, and you say it right. Aaron, there is fine print in the contract, right? All surprised. Elena, now I see you figured it out. Aaron, always be prepared, and my family has dealt with scam businessmen when they realize there are tricks in negotiations. Elena, hi, and it's not bad. Aaron, tell me. Later. You made it to the student council. That scream came from the Joestar's room where Louise and Kenichi were, and with the now sword Dref, which was a sword with consciousness. Aaron, hi, now I'm on the council. Kenichi, because I'm not surprised, even in schools they offered you to be part of that. Aaron, hey. Ayako, and what did they offer you? Aaron, well, if I joined, would you send me a recommendation to an adventurers guild? Kenichi, wow, they exist here in this world. Aaron, hey. Louise, not for nothing they are adventurers despite being students and the most qualified, but I can't believe that the president offered you to join the council, since many have tried to be part of them but were not lucky. Ayako, that's due to luck. Joestar gets that chibi. Aaron, hey, nervous. Kenichi, but he told you the fine print. Aaron, hi, starting to tell what she told him. Flashback. Elena, I want you to tell us about your third relative, or as you said, stand. Aaron, Aaron, because he was interested in that maybe. Elena, I listened to your conversations with Professor Colbert about these beings called stands, since we have come across something similar. Aaron, they met users. Surprised. Alan, it's true, even when our relatives attack them they don't get hurt. It was a nuisance. Chris, TCH is right, but we managed to defeat some by having them occupy us. Shinoji, but when we did it those stands disappeared, but they left us something. Elena opens a drawer to show something that left the Joestar stunned. She took out a box with discs. Aaron, stands records. Elena, ha, so you accept the condition you enter, we let you, your partner and family register to the guild, and in exchange you teach us about the stands. Aaron, sees Elena, if I tell you everything, what will you do when you know the basics of the stands? Serious. Elena, simple, you should also teach us how to use them. Aaron, sees the box of records. Okay, I accept, but if you use the stands for selfish acts the deal is cancelled and I will not help in any way. Seriously. The orange-haired girl wanted to speak, but she saw the white-haired girl extend her hand. Elena, it's a deal. And so the deal is sealed. End of the flashback. Kenichi, that woman is a damn genius and she managed to convince you. Aaron, hi, he said to take out the stands box. And I am surprised by the number of discs but at the same time worrying. Dreft, how serious young. Aaron, at what time did Poochie arrive and how many stands did he give them? He said, taking some discs where one was made of sand and the other looked like a bat or flocks of bats. Louise, you should really worry about a father like you told us. Ayako, I wouldn't judge if I were you, especially who is the man who tries to make the world better. Aaron, hi, and the truth is I should be worried if they decide to have stands. Kenichi, it's your decision, friend. Near, hi Amo, if they do bad things they resign. Ours, Gra. Aaron, thank you. Dreft, by the way, where did you get the Heroes Club? Aaron, seize the club, I bought it at the gun shop. Wait, do you know that thing about the star hero? Kenichi, hero what? An explanation later. Kenichi, so a hero who stopped a war. Louise, now I understand that weapon is like the hero my parents told me about when I was a child, although of course over time I didn't pay attention to it. Dreft, you better treat it with respect because my carrier from that time and I fought with it. Aaron, and do you know what he looks like? Dreft, unfortunately my memory is cloudy from being asleep for many years. I don't remember what it looked like. Ayako, I guess that's understandable. Aaron, looks at the time on his communicator. Well, it would be better to rest, this day was busy but with surprises. Kenichi, yes. Ayako, by the way, did they really give you this? Showing the sword that Kirchi bought her. Kenichi, I think it's a trinket. Louise, I don't think it's important because of how it looks. Aaron, let's see. He takes the sword to inspect it to try to cut the table, but the result was that it broke in half. Louise, Aaron, yeah, it's just for show. Kenichi, sees Louise, I told you so. Louise, shut up, annoyed and blushing. Kenichi, and you know very well when they will send you to that guild. Aaron, they'll let me know, but it's better to take advantage of that since I need money to support us. Above all, don't abuse Karen's trust. Kenichi, yes, income is urgently needed. Aaron, Kenichi, pointing at him, don't even think about betting or you'll forget your curse and what happened in Las Vegas. Kenichi, but what happened in Las Vegas stays in Las Vegas. Louise, not understanding. Aaron, and here, hands him a pillow and blanket, for the nights. Kenichi, well thanks Don Yar Days, leaves with Louise and his gun. Aaron, seriously, they still call me that Yar Days. In the office. Osmond, so he accepted. Elena, I accept, but on the condition that you tell us about these beings called stands. Colbert, I see. And also that those beings you told us about were stands like young Joestar said, although I didn't think you would convince him to join a guild. I suppose he needs funds. Longueville, that's rare to see in a nobleman these days. Osmond, strokes his beard. You know, I think we can be safer now that he's on the council since what he's shown us. I suppose there'll be a lot of order here. Colbert, I think so too. Elena, you won't regret my decision. While the group watched the conversation in the background. Jessica, what do you think about the president's decision? Alan, I like the overcoat kicking idiots' asses. Shinoji, well, intrigued since he hides mysteries. Chris, I just hope he's not a pervert since I've had enough of Sato's bullying and Geish's flirting. Jessica, I hope it helps the president. Seriously. The next day. Marteau, so your friend was accepted on the council and he agreed. Kenichi, hi, eating like the 10th leftover dish. Siesta, it's admirable that Joestar-san was chosen for the student council. Kenichi, and you haven't seen what he's capable of. Marteau, well, I'm convinced and relaxed that this guy will do a better job, and of course, he'll give us a little money as a commission. Smiles, just like everyone else. Kenichi, although I wonder how he got it, or rather how he managed to get in here. In the council chamber. Elena, it's good that you accepted us, Joestar. Aaron, that's all I can do. Elena, well, as you know, we must maintain order in the academy and ensure there are no precautions like there were weeks ago when you entered. Aaron, yeah, but I'm sure one of these days they'll want to know about the stands, right? Squinting, near suspicion, imitating his master just like Godzi. Elena, you caught me. Smiles. Alan, dude, what you showed was cool and I admit that those stands were cool even though they were from enemies. Aaron sighs, in the female showers. Louise, you know something, these days are getting stranger and stranger, she said, putting soap on her arms and talking to Montmorency. Montmorency, define your strangeness. Louise, since Joestar appeared and with the summoning of my family these days are bizarre. Montmorency, well, I would say the opposite, but yes, above all that he has 3 familiars and how he defeated Saito and Kirchi's friend, that those strange familiars no longer have them. Louise, hi, and now Joestar being accepted into the student council, said to Rince. Montmorency, that's right. Louise, looks at herself in the mirror, and these are becoming more and more. She sees in the reflection that one of the back windows was a hand. Louise perved. When he turned around, she wasn't there. Montmorency, what's wrong with you? Louise, I saw a hand on the window in the mirror and… Montmorency, I don't think it's possible. Besides, we're in the showers on the second floor. It's impossible for him to get here. Louise, yeah, I guess. And it didn't end because when she saw the mirror again she was terrified because the hand was there but another hand came out that she decided to turn but there was nothing that scared her more but when she saw the mirror again to see herself complete as a thin brown man with bandages in some parts. Louise, what is this? But you see that man suddenly opened the window making all the girls react. Montmorency, what was that? Louise didn't understand why no one could see him when she could see him in the mirror. But the man slowly made his way into the shower. Louise. She's getting in but no one can see her. What is this? Terrified. Montmorency notes to Louise, Louise, what's wrong with you? Louise, isn't anyone seeing what? She didn't finish because she felt a hand on her neck. She looked in the mirror, just like everyone else scared that the man had her by the neck. So the youngest daughter of the Valeli, despite being angry she retains a great beauty. What I like about my victims. She was very scared especially now seeing the man completely. And she was even more scared and even more so with his voice. Louise, what? Montmorency, hey Louise, is this a joke? I didn't finish because out of nowhere, a cut appeared on his arm that scared everyone. One advantage of my hangman, no one can see me in the mirror world like that father who gave me this said. Louise, so it's not a familiar, it's a stand. From your look I can assume that you know what I am but it doesn't matter since I was hired to finish off at least one noble from this academy, and what better way than one of the valleys? He said so that a blade would come out of his hand or wrist. Louise scared. It's about time. It didn't end since the shower door was opened to see Kenichi although everyone covered themselves and screamed but he ignored them to destroy the mirror and Louise felt that she was freed. Louise, trying to catch her breath and seize the redhead. Kenichi, if I were you I would run away. What's happening here? They heard that to see two of the council with serious looks. Kenichi, it's not my day. Even in a fantasy world the damn council gives me trouble. A few minutes later. Aaron, what did you do this time? Kenichi, I just felt Louise was in danger and saved her. Jessica, I don't think so. Seriously. Chris. Any man says that to see all? Louise, no, actually what he did is true. Jessica, that's a lie. Elena raises her hand to silence her. Tell us, little Louise, what really happened. Louise, I don't know how to explain it. While I was showering in the mirror I saw a hand on the window. I thought it was a pervert but when I turned around there was nothing there. Alan, of course Louise, I thought so but when I looked in the mirror again that hand was there but it was starting to move and I realized that when I turned around it wasn't there but it was in the reflections of the mirrors. Aaron, Louise, tell me that man you're talking about, he was all skinny with some bandages. Louise, hey, and I suspect that's a stand. The council was surprised by that and saw Aaron. Aaron, I know what you're thinking and what she said is true. He's a stand but one of the most dangerous of his power. Shinoji, and you know what it is. Aaron, it's called hangman, a stand that can only be in the world of mirrors or reflections since that stand only moves in objects that reflect, even in reflections of water. Jessica, wait, I had heard of a kind of being or familiar that has only been seen in mirrors, so is that it? Aaron, yes, because as I said, it moves through mirrors. A perfect stand for ascetics since no one suspects that a mirror creature was the culprit. All, near, grrr. Chris, so you're saying that thing could be in any reflection. Aaron, hi, but surely he will return someday since as Kenichi said he entered and destroyed the mirror. It is possible that he is close or escaped. Elena, hi, you'd better patrol and look for a suspect. All, hi, they leave. Elena sees Aaron. Without a doubt having you here was the best idea and we will have more knowledge and solutions in case of stands. Aaron, yes, but this confirms that I must be prepared. I don't know how many users there are here or who you have given Pucci because if so be prepared. Seriously.
Let me know in the comments below if you guys want the next part. Also check out my other video that has been shown and left. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video please like and share this video. And have a fantastic day. Bye.